What's up, party people? It's a Wednesday. We're drafting. First draft post free agency. I know it's still kind of going on. Had a couple signings today, guys. Aaron Jones back to the Vikings. Gross. We also got Chris Rodriguez getting almost as much money as Tyler Algier. Chris Rodriguez signed with the Jaguars, which I'm super happy about with my Bayshell Tootin shares and a guy I'm going to be super high on this year. So really happy about Chris Rodriguez being the competition. If that's all they bring in, they're going to crush. Tootin's going to be in line for 65% of the work. What's going on, Wally? I got 6 more to start here. First draft post free agency here. I'm curious to see some of the movements where some of these guys have moved based on signings, additions, stuff like that. We still have, let's see, Kenneth Walker is still going RB12. I'm sure he's going to go way higher than that. I'm curious about Rachaad White because Rachaad White's one of those guys that is not signed yet, but the writing's on the wall for Rachaad White to go to the Seahawks. And that would be a great situation. He's going RB46, 150, 148 is ADP. Love that, man. I'm going to hop on that one, maybe 5 picks ahead of consensus because, I mean, you're looking at 8 weeks as a starter with Charbonnet nursing that ACL. So Rachaad White's not flashy, but he is a guy that's proven he can handle the workload. He has a 1,000-yard season. He has I think a 300-touch season, his second year with Tampa Bay. And he's also slides right into that RB2 role perfectly when Charbonnet comes back as a pass-catching back. So really excited about him. It's not a done deal yet by any means, but, I mean, what else is Seattle going to do? Bring in a rookie, dude? They're defending Super Bowl champs. You don't bring a rookie in to start the first 8 games unless you're taking him in the first round. And there's really no one in that price point. End of the first round, you're going to go Jadarian Price. Like, I don't trust that. Mike Washington, he's a combine hero, but he only has 1 good year as a starter in college. So that's Rachaad White territory, if you ask me. So 4 more to start, guys. Couple things I added here I wanted to talk about. That's pretty funny. I saw this. This is great. I know you Prince fans. Caleb picking up Max from O'Hare. That is great. Caleb painting his nails, very Prince-esque. And then this one I thought was pretty funny. Well, you're not going to like this one. I did not put this one on for you, but it's pretty much a clone tweet of the Max Crosby backing out of that trade for JJ McCarthy. They're backing out of the draft pick 2 years ago. That was pretty fucking funny. Sorry, but I didn't add that in for you. I just added it in because it's fucking hilarious. Is the Cards running back room Connor Benson and Tyler Algier? Yeah, and they brought back who'd they bring back? Well, he laughed at that one. Good. So, yeah, it's those 3. I got the details on Connor's contract, though. It's 1 year, $2.3 million, something like that. So he took a big pay cut. So it's Algier's room, right? He's the starter. But I was explaining this to my wife, and she's like, why wouldn't he be good there? And there's 3 ways that you score fantasy points as a running back. It is by pass catching. If we're talking about PPR, which most of us play, pass catching, not a check, does not do that. Long explosive runs, not really Tyler Algier's game, and then touchdowns. They're not going to be in the red zone at all. They're going to be losing a lot of games. So game script is also against him. So that's 4 things. It's going to be very Tony Pollard-esque, right? What we saw with Tony Pollard the last 2 years of Tennessee, a lot of 16 for 61s with 2 catches, right? And no touchdowns. So like that's 8 points, man. And that's 18 touches for 8 points. That's terrible. That I love Tyler Algier. I'm super bummed about that spot. And like, if I was an Algier dynasty owner, I would have been so excited going in. You know, I was super excited about drafting him. I really hope the Titans took a shot at him and had like the starter. Like Tyler Algier and Tyjae Spears, perfect match there if you want a cheap running back room. So, Bam Knight, that's who I was thinking of. Yeah, they have Bam Knight now. So that's super gross, man. Connor is going to get his touches. They love him. He's a locker room leader. So you're going to have Connor getting his touches, and Trey Benson's the wild card. I think Trey Benson, I was looking earlier, he's going like 145, but he's most certainly going to drop to like, he's RB45. I could see him going down to like RB55. At that point, though, I do like him, and I like him more in redraft than I would in best ball because he could be the last pick and a guy just marinate in your bench. And if something happens to one of those other 2 guys or they're going to be 0-6, like why would they give the ball to James Conner if they're 0-6? Like Trey Benson, they want to see what they have there. So this is a little board, yeah. Again, I don't do anything bigger until fucking August for best balls. I'll sprinkle in a couple like of the millionaire, like those big tournaments, but I don't like to do a lot of those. I like to do volume opposed to Volume opposed to high dollar amounts because I play fucking 500 of these. So, hey, first pick. Let's get it, boys. I have not had a pick higher than 4. I've done like 9 of these. Well, we all know Dakota's a psycho, so we love you, Dakota. But I don't do that. I mean, I've never drafted this early ever. I usually draft in May. So, but you know, we're getting a lot more information than we had in past years.
Good. Tell me everything.
Okay, they were both here. They were both inside me. Eduardo was in my mouth and Luther was in my butt.
Oh my God, no, don't tell me everything. What? No, what?
Damn it, Bonnie.
Eduardo who?
Sanchez.
Holy shit, tell us more.
Then Luther went in Eduardo's butt for a while.
Tell us less. Tell us less.
Then they both completed on each other. I was left out of the finale.
I'm taking Jahmyr Gibbs, by the way. I got to put my money where my mouth is, and we were talking yesterday on last night's stream. If you didn't watch that one, go check that out. Me, Mouth, and Storey. They were both on the. I think Storey was 100% Bijan on the Bijan number 1 overall. I was 100% on the Gibbs number 1 overall, just because I am not worried about Isaiah Pacheco. Like, definitely not stealing. He's not going to steal any receiving work. He's not going to steal that many touchdowns. It's a big downgrade from David Montgomery. And I know at the current moment, there's no one there besides Bijan. They're going to bring someone else in, and I could bet you it's someone better than Isaiah Pacheco. It might be a younger upstart rookie. I've seen the upside with Gibbs, and for me, it's an offensive thing, right? I trust that. I know the Lions will be a top 10 offense. I think they're going to be a top 5 offense with potential to be the number 1 overall offense in football. The floor of the Lions offense is probably the ceiling of the Falcons offense. So, like, with running backs, what do we know is the offense matters, man. If you want the elite league winning upside, like all-time legendary seasons we've seen from Saquon Barkley, from CMC. Well, CMC was a little different with Carolina. That was straight volume. Adrian Peterson, some of these other guys, like, you know, LaDainian Tomlinson, like, you need to be on at least a top 10 offense. Blake cannot fucking wait for the draft to be here so we can really see what these rosters are looking like. Yeah, man, the free agency is just one part. It's one part of it, and then, you know, the draft is everything. After that, we're good, other than, like, really shitty-ass signings. Algier would have been a great RB2 behind Love. Yeah, Wally. Algier's great anywhere, man. I hate the spot. I mean, maybe we're wrong, but, like, you know, there's always these teams where we think they're going to be really bad and they end up surprising us. I can promise you that the Cardinals aren't going to surprise anyone. Their passing game might be fine. I put the board up here. My bad. Their passing game might be fine because look at, you know, Jacoby Brissett's a chucker. They have good weapons and they're playing from behind. But in terms of, like, offense, you know, for running back, it's not going to be conducive for fantasy points. Pretty chalk here. James Cook at 8. God, I still can't believe Justin Jefferson's a first-round pick still. Like, he's only going 5 picks later than he was a ADP 6 last year. He's going 5 picks later than he was last year. That is just wild stuff. I love Justin Jefferson. I was going to be all about him this year, but at this price point, like, he needs to fall to at least like 16. Like, I'm taking him ahead of Malik Neighbors. No fucking way. Someone took him ahead of St. Brown. Like, that is just goofy stuff. Goofy. I wonder when Kenneth Walker's going to go. I could bet Kenneth Walker's going to go top 17. He might go right here. No, there goes Barkley. I'm a little worried about Detroit's O-line, but it was bad last year, man. Like, so it's how much worse can it get? And Jahmyr Gibbs then will just have 90 catches because you know, the worse their offensive line is, actually this more conducive for dump downs from Jared Goff. So that's a good thing too. And not to mention those long dump downs. Kenneth Walker's still on the board. Both tight ends wins. I'm up in 5 picks. Also, with Geno Smith back with the Jets. Are we still high on Garrett Wilson, knowing who is at quarterback? I think this is a good thing for Garrett Wilson. It's a bad thing for real life, but this is a good thing for Garrett Wilson. Geno Smith is a chucker. Trey Tucker was pretty relevant last year, and Garrett Wilson's an elite talent. He has yet to have that year to unlock everything. What is going on here? Kenneth Walker is still on the board. That kid is back on the escalator again. So we're going to go pop both these fuckers in here. Chase Brown. There's no way he falls to me. I'll take these guys. Fuck you taking Kenneth Walker, you piece of shit. We're going to take Nico and Pickens. There's no way George Pickens holds out like in the regular season. It's going to be wild. I feel like George Pickens' value is going to really, really drop. But this tournament will be over before the draft starts, so his value won't drop in this tournament. But I feel like around draft time, people are going to get real scared about him not reporting to camp. Now, here's the problem with that. We saw that with Terry McLaurin. And I respect and trust Terry McLaurin's work ethic much more than I do George Pickens. And he didn't come in. He wasn't in shape. He got hurt. What do you know? He said this was Brandon Ayuk. He said this was Debo. All these guys that hold out late into the, right before the regular season, the 12th hour, right? 11:45, if you will. They always get hurt and have disappointing years. So that's the word with George Pickens. The upside is George Pickens, if they don't sign him, he's on a 1-year deal. He needs to perform. And if he does, we saw these wide receiver contracts with Alec Pierce and Wan'Dale Robinson. He's going to get so much fucking money that he needs to be in his best behavior and also produce. So that's the upside there. And this is best ball and this is half PPR. So a guy like George Pickens, I still think he's going to score 10 touchdowns. Let's take a look at the start. If you guys are just joining us, we got Gibbs, Nico, and George Pickens. Don't hate that. Let's get back to the comments here. John Mechie with Carolina. Yeah, it's a depth piece. I don't mind that. It's a depth piece for Coker, and I like that Coker is going to be – I love Coker. I'm a Coke head. So the fact that Coker is going to be in the slot and have that role full-time, he's going to be the number 2 there because Xavier gets nothing. Now, they're probably going to draft somebody, but they've drafted so many wide receivers early, and none of them have panned out besides Tat, and that's still kind of to be determined. So I think they're just going to bolster that defense up and try to get that offensive line better, maybe draft a better running back. Kyler's visiting Minnesota tomorrow also. Yeah, do you see that he's having virtual meetings with 3 or 5 other teams based on like looking at 2027, which is kind of weird. Wally would know. He's a Vikings fan. He says, I don't hate the Kyler Murray pickup. Gives JJ more time if it's just a 1-year deal. And there's no guarantee that he wins the job. So it's like you just play whoever is better at the moment, which it should be Kyler. I mean, it should be Kyler. But if it's not, that's a good thing. And JJ McCarthy may have worked on his footwork and worked on his release and changed some fundamentals. And maybe mentally he's a little stronger. I don't project that happening because I think this franchise is fucking him over more than he already is. I would say 90%. The other option is the Jets, but they just signed Geno Smith. And the Steelers are the other team. I think the Steelers is the team no one's talking about because Aaron Rodgers is not committed. And like there's a point where maybe the Steelers say, fuck you, we're just going to take the cheap guy, Kyler Murray, who maybe has a future with us, where there's no future with Aaron Rodgers. Like this is his last year. At the very least, or the very most, he plays 2 more years. I don't think that, though. I think 1 year. No, JJ deserves more than this. Like, I'm not writing the guy off. He's super young. The problem is the Vikings have kind of a win-now roster. And their front office and Kevin O'Connell, dude, good coaches get fired all the time. And I wouldn't be for it. I would want to keep Kevin O'Connell because you're most certainly not getting a better coach if you fire Kevin O'Connell. All right, up in 4 picks. Let's see what we're looking at here, boys. We have 48 and 49. We have 1 running back, 2 receivers. Oh, Travion Henderson. Gross. All right. Roma Dunze. Like that. Jalen Waddle. Wouldn't hate that. And I'm going to put Quinshon Judkins in there. Ooh, RJ Harvey might be nice as well. So we're going to take Judkins. And we're going to take Rome. All right, shaping up so far. After this, man, if I don't do another draft, I might do a couple. We'll see. We do have the goal if we get 30 total likes, super chat dollars, and subscribers on this video, I'll do another draft. We have 9 likes so far. Here's the squad so far: Gibbs, Judkins, Nico, Pickens, Adunze. That's some touchdown merchants right there. Let's see here. So it's this one, right? So yeah, 30 total likes, subscribers, and super chat dollars, and I'll fire up another draft. If not, I will. I'm going to go through some of my other teams and draft it and kind of see how they're looking after free agency. Those were all drafted before free agency started. Got a lot of Bayshell Tootin, which is super nice. That's going to age well. I do have some Kyler Murray, a lot of Cam Ward. No, Minnesota's screwing JJ McCarthy, man. and he wasn't ready to play in the first place. So it's just a bad combination. I'll go back to the board for you guys. There goes Lamar at 54. Jaden Daniels ahead of Lamar is interesting. Carnell Tate at 51. That is just disgusting. That is just disgusting. That's the issue, Wally. We talked about that on last night's show. Is Kevin O'Connell is elite at what he does. I don't put him up there with Kyle Shanahan and Andy Reid and Sean McVay. Those guys are a lot more fluid with what they can do. We haven't seen it from Kevin O'Connell. I'd like to think Kevin O'Connell's good enough to adjust to a different player and change his scheme. We know Kyler can't necessarily adjust to be the quarterback Kevin O'Connell wants. So that's an issue. But again, you need to bring someone in there, and like if you bring Kirk Cousins in there, like good Lord, like that's it, because at that point you're going to start the year with Kirk Cousins, you're going to go 1-3, and you're going to throw JJ McCarthy to the Wolves. Yeah, that's what I was just saying, Blake. It's so gross, dude. That's super gross, man. That's like the chick that's not only fat but she's homeless and she's old. It's like the triple whammy, a fat homeless chick that's old. Fat old homeless chick. That's Kirk Cousins right now. Like I want Joe Flacco all day over Kirk Cousins, bro. Like Kirk Cousins is washed, man. Like he's got that. Like at least Aaron Rodgers still has a strong arm. Kirk Cousins has no mobility, no arm strength, and he's also never won any big games. So I don't know what you're doing there with Kirk Cousins. They did make some strides, though. JJ made some strides at the end of the year, and I think that was also the pressure was off. They win their last 4 games, so they were out of the playoffs at that point. He had heard all the shit. It was just like it was what it is. He just went for it, and he should have been playing like that the whole year. The problem is the Vikings had really high expectations. Coming off a 14-win season, it should have been a 15-win season. And then as the year progressed, he struggled. He got hurt, and then Sam Darnold and the Seahawks are just going to town. So now that's another element that really fucked it with his head, I'm sure. Kyler Murray 100 times over Kirk Cousins, bro. Kirk Cousins is a dead man walking. Like what is that? He's a placeholder. He's a backup, if you ask me. Brian Payton, Brian Thomas Jr. to Seattle. They want a lot. Apparently, I'm guessing they want a 2nd-round pick. So the report wasn't specific, but they said they want a lot. So I would be guessing it's probably a 2nd-round pick. I mean, they drafted him top, was it 17, 18 overall? And he has an elite season under his belt, whether it was garbage time with Mac Jones and a bad team. He was only showing town. Give me all the arguments. He has the talent. Not many guys have the talent to have 1,400 yards and 9 touchdowns, I think he had. And that was also with starting slow. He had like 4 or 5 weeks, and he was not doing much. So it was like a last 13-week kind of thing. And those numbers are elite. Let's see what we got here on the board. Bashal Tootin went 66, guys. Alec Pierce, 65. So he's rising. Marvin Harris. I have 2 running backs. Let's see. DK. Pop Hen in there. Ricky Pearsall. David Montgomery. Holy fuck. Chuba. Joey B, baby. I got options. A lot of options here. There goes Joey B. That's fine. I didn't want to pick him anyway. We're going to take DK, and we're going to take Pearsall. That's a dope wide receiver room. Well, how do you think Travis Etienne fits in the Saints offense, and what round do you think he goes? Currently, I saw, I can look right now. I think I saw running back 17, which I said was the best value on the board, just because if it's Alvin Kamara, Alvin Kamara is done. If that's who he's got to compete with, and Devin Neal, if it's those guys. So let's see here. He went 32. So that's middle of the 3rd round. That's really good value, man. I mean, I want him over Javonte Williams. And again, I hate Travis Etienne. I think he's trash. Relative to what he got paid and what people think of him. But it's volume, and it's Tyler Shuck. It's an ascending offense. It's Kellen Moore, who is elite, man. He doesn't throw the ball to running backs all too much, but I think it's an ascending offense, and I can see him having quite a bit of receptions. So, yeah, and as a guy that doesn't like Travis Etienne, I would be on board for that. All right. Up in 15 picks. I got to grab a drink real quick. I'm going to play a quick clip. Be back here in 10 seconds.
Jeez, Peter, you're more excited than Adrian Peterson at an Arboretum. Daddy, what kind of tree is that?
Man, I want to beat you with so many things around here.
All right, we are into the 8th round almost, boys. We got 2 running backs, 5 receivers. I'll go to my team here in a second. So we have 9 likes in the video. We need 30 total likes, subscribers, and super chat dollars, and I'll fire off another one here. I will do it. I'll probably do another night of this tomorrow, and then Friday's show is Nick O. Me and Nick O kind of wrapping up free agency. Dakota, I have 0 Jordan Tyson shares, and it's kind of disappointing because I love him. But again, a little worried about the injuries. I mean, he should be fine, but I just don't. I think he might be Ricky Pearsall. And the other problem is I don't know where he's going. And like I know like you win these leagues by taking shots at rookies. I think you're going to also win these leagues by not taking rookies and getting value of veterans, right? Because guys always overvalue rookies before the draft, like when we don't know where they're going. And it's a lottery ticket, right? It's like a scratch off. And then after the draft, like the first like May and June, rookies like remember Bartelt was going super high last year. Jack Besh was the wide receiver, and then it went to Dante Thornton, going way too fucking high. So I always wait, and then I snatch up rookies at the end when like the reports come out, and you know there's always a negative report. The depth chart comes out, which is always bullshit, and they're like, "Oh, he's not even the starter." It's like, dude, he wasn't going to be the starter, and he probably still is. So let's see what we're looking at here. I'll go to the team up in 3 picks. I like this start a lot. Gibbs, Judkins, Nico, Pickens, Rome, DK Metcalf, Ricky Pearsall. I need a running back. I need a quarterback. Jackson Dart would be sexy here. Brock Purdy would be sexy here. Ooh, Sam Laporta would be sexy here. Kyle Pitts. There's nobody I really like here. I don't like any of those guys. And Rico, Blake Corum. No one I like there. There goes Pitts. Sweet, dude. So we're going to take Sam Laporta, and we're going to take Jackson Dart. I should have probably taken Brock Purdy there, honestly. I feel like Jackson Dart has more upside just based on the fact that it's 4 for a passing touchdown, and Jackson Dart's going to probably have 10 rushing touchdowns. But does he stay healthy? That's the biggest issue. So this is a balanced fucking team. Dakota, you tell me you're loving this fucking squad. By the way, my team we drafted when you were in the league with me, Dakota, that night me, you, and Dean drafted, my team's looking great. That's the team I got. I have CMC, Derrick Henry, and Bartelt Tootin. And I got Bartelt Tootin at like pick fucking 85 or some shit. Now he's going 60. Here's a squad. Laporta, those 5 receivers, Gibbs and Judkins. So I'm a little thin at running back, but I have a lot of flexibility to kind of take best player available. So I'm really hoping we got some guys. There's some guys here. J.K. Dobbins signed. I don't know if you guys saw that. J.K. Dobbins, I don't know. He sent a tweet out. Some guy tweeted him saying like saying he's a bum and he plays 7 games a year and you could have had ETN for, you know, $4 more million a year or whatever, and he had a clap back. And I do respect that, the clap back. You're in this, Dakota? I didn't know you were in this. Oh, Dakota's in this. You have Tootin. Okay. Well, we'll do a little draft grade here, and we'll let the people decide. You son of a bitch. All right. Glad I didn't say my pick for the next round. I don't want you to scoop him up because he's a secret. A guy that it's a projection based on where you might go, but yeah, I'm not going to say anymore. All right. George Kittle, Kincaid off the board. This guy's got Mahomes, Jared Goff, and Jordan Love. What are you doing, bro? Why? No, he's not streaming. He wouldn't do that. Dakota knows this shit anyway. But I told the story the other day on the show. Is I had a guy. He's in the Discord. Pierre. I call him Pierre because he's Canadian. He subscribed. And he was on all the streams, like commenting. We were talking and shit. And he was in 10 of my $250 league Fantrax drafts. And he knew like my guy. He knew Tucker Kraft and Javonte Williams were my guys, and he started taking them like just to spite me. He wasn't even doing it for his team. He was doing it just for my reaction, I feel like. And like Tucker Kraft ended up kind of, you know, I feel like he was still valued, but he got hurt. But it was an awesome pick. And then Javonte Williams was fucking in 12th round, was just God. He took Gatson. Okay, good. So you're not going to get my guy. I need 2 running backs here. Kenneth Gainwell will be awesome. And then I'm not going to get this guy coming back. I'm going to reach on him. I take a wide receiver. I could take Baker. That wouldn't be bad. Could also take Kenyon Sadiq. Fuck you taking Baker, you son of a bitch. All right. So what pick do I have after this? 144. Okay, I can let it roll. Sadiq and Gainwell. Take Kenny. We'll take Sadiq. Need my guy to fall back to me, and then I got to take another quarterback. Because Jackson Dart just ain't. God, now I wish I would have taken Brock Purdy. I need a guy that's going to stay healthy. Although, shit, man, Brock Purdy hasn't exactly been the healthiest of all guys. That's fantasy, brother. That's why this show is awesome. That's why I love having, my 6, 7 different co-hosts, because we all learn from each other and we can convince each other, either talk each other off a ledge if we're really high on a guy we shouldn't be, and vice versa. And, we're not all gonna be right. You know what I mean? We're weathermen. I'm just a pretty accurate weatherman. And I want to make sure when I call that hurricane, the motherfucker kills people. You know what I mean? It's all Hurricane Katrina. Ripped all those people in New Orleans. Sorry about that. Sorry for your loss. Really sorry for your loss. All right. Nice Malik Willis pick, man. I like your team. You got Purdy. Would you, Dakota, would you rather have had Purdy or Jackson Dart? I'm curious because I took Jackson Dart over Purdy, and now I'm regretting it. He did not want the Gatson pick. What's your main strategy on drafts? 3 running backs, 3 wide receivers through the first 6 picks? No, Wally, it's nothing like that. I don't like to get too concrete with those kind of things. It's mostly I want 7 running backs and wide receivers in the first 8 rounds, typically, unless Jaden Daniels or someone that I really like falls like way later than they should. But I'm fine with whatever because I can make up the ground later. And the biggest thing is that I tell everyone for these drafts is don't invest when you have a strength. You can go 4 running backs in the first 6 rounds, but that build's got to be 5 running backs max, and you have to have 9 receivers then. So like whatever your weakest position is, you need to have the most of that position on your roster. So that's the thing is best ball is like picking the right players is just as important in my mind as having the right build. And obviously you need the right players to win, but like if you have the wrong build, you can pick the right players and lose. So I've seen that all the time with these drafts. These people are fucking idiots that take like this guy that took Jared Goff, Jordan Love, and Patrick Mahomes. That's not egregious, but it's too much. 2 of those guys is fine. I would have much rather had him not take Mahomes, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, and then take someone really late, because that's just not going to work. And like he doesn't know they're all going to line up. The weeks aren't going to work for him. It's not a guarantee. All right. It's up in 8 picks. Who did you take, Dakota? Oh, you're not up yet. So Malik Willis. There goes Stroud. So you have Willis and Brock Purdy. It's pretty nice. That's really nice. All right. Brandon Ayuk. Wow. No news on where he's going, but I don't mind that pick. That's probably a little early. God damn it. What the fuck are you taking Kyler for, bro? Son of a bitch. I have 2 tight ends, right? All right. So I have 2 tight ends. I need a quarterback and a running back here. I want 3 quarter. Yeah, I want 3 quarterbacks too. I just didn't think you'd take him. That's a good pick. Fuck. Sack of shit. All right. We're going to have to take Cameron Ward, who is a guy I'm extremely high on. I know it seems like a bad pick, but 144. Did someone just take Cam Ward? No, he's right. Okay, someone took Bryce Young. Cool. If this motherfucker takes Cam Ward, I'm gonna have to take. Can't take Daniel Jones. And I don't want to take Mendoza. There's a chance he doesn't start right. I mean, I doubt that he rides the pine the first month, but who fucking knows? Oh, this is gross. I could pair a Tua there. Man, I got a little butt fucked at quarterback. Got a little cute, guys. But I think if I can get Cam Ward, all will be forgiven. There we go. All right, so we're going to take Cam Ward, and we're going to pop off my guy, Rachaad White. Most likely going to Seattle. You're going to get 8 weeks of starting work from Rachaad White, as well as 35% of the work, 40% of the work once Charbonnet comes back. So I need one more quarterback for sure. Yeah, Daniel Jones, 2 years, $88 million. You know what? That's actually not bad. They were talking like it's incentives up to $100 million. But again, if he hits his incentives, then it means he's going to make that contract work. But if he, man, it's just that's a rough. That's fair deal. That's fair. Yeah, $50 million is fucking retarded. I don't want to say that word, but I just did. Hetzer says 14-man mock draft. He did Purdy, Genty, Hampton, McConkey, Devontae Adams, Pitts, Metcalf, Brown. Brown's defense, Fairbairn, Godwin's on the bench. That's awesome. Dobbins, Mason, Nix. You know what? I think Jordan Mason is a value now because Aaron Jones, the fact that they were going with Aaron Jones, like he couldn't stay healthy 3 years ago. So there's no fucking way he plays an entire season. He did not. His film was bad last year. So Jordan Mason's film was also bad last year. But I think Jordan Mason's going to live on touchdowns and kind of salting the game away. And I truly expect the Vikings. I mean, I know they're going to be better than last year. Maybe not win-loss because they somehow won 9 games. But they are going to be way more competitive and be in way more neutral game scripts. And that's going to be good for Jordan Mason. Yeah, dude. Tua, I don't understand how Tua made $50 million. That is a joke, bro. That is a joke of jokes. Okay, so I'm going to need one more quarterback. Jacoby Brissett, Michael Penix, Aaron Rodgers. This might have to be an Aaron Rodgers team. It's just disgusting. There's Trey Benson. Trey Benson's still there. The problem is you're forced to pay these guys. Like, they're an asset, and if you just let them walk, now in the Tua's case, that would have been a good idea. Mostly because of the concussions and the declining play, right? And like I don't know what happened to his mobility. I know he had a hip injury coming out of college, coming out of Alabama, but I don't know what happened to his mobility. But he is a 90-year-old man back there, and I think he's 29. Someone want to fact check that? Blake, how old Tua is? I think he's Kyler Murray's age. I want to say. Sorry, I'll go back to the board. I'm sleeping on the job here. Tyreek Hill, 158. Who did Dakota take? Keyshawn Boutte. This is a fucking banger from Dakota here. He is Florida G7. So this is a banger from him. You might get a better grade. I think you might have had a better grade the last one, but because of the Tyler Algier signing, that kind of hurt your squad a little bit. I need a fucking quarterback. It's an all-time record, Wally, that they're eating. So Miami's eating an all-time record, $99 million in dead cap for Tua. So that was a bad signing in general. Like, just the health thing, just because the concussions. Like, it's one thing for Chris Olave to get over concussions, right? But a quarterback, especially of Tua's stature, like, he's gonna get hit. Quarterbacks always get hit. Like, where Chris Olave can kind of avoid that, have a couple seasons. You saw Brandon Cooks. I don't think he's had a documented concussion since he had those. It was like 4 in 3 years, I think he had. And Tua's were just like nasty concussions too. All right. So we got options here. I need another running back too. Tajay Spears. Ooh, I like that. That a lot. I like all these guys. AJ Barner, none of those guys. I need a quarterback. Ooh, it's got to be an Aaron Rodgers. That is gross. I do have DK though, right? Yeah, I do. Okay. That makes it okay. We'll take Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers, and then did I say a wide receiver? Yeah. Running back room is okay. Need a couple more, but we'll see. What do you guys think of the squad so far? There goes Jonathan Brooks, the man that's played 100 career snaps. He's going into his third year. All right, Aaron Rodgers, and we're going to take some Trey Harris, man. All right, here's the squad. Done at quarterback, I think. My only worry is there's a chance that Gardner Minshew beats him out. You know what I mean? And there's a chance they bring someone else in. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is if he does, it's a little riskier, but he's going to be the starter. Like there's no competition, none of that shit for Aaron Rodgers. And I had DK Metcalf, so I wanted that stack. Running back room is a little questionable, but this wide receiver room is pretty bonkers. Nico, Pickens, Rome, DK, Ricky Pearsall, and Trey Harris. Wally, I think you've definitely watched the show enough to ask that question, like, and be legit, because you know I'm the biggest Michael Wilson fan. Again, I've been a fan of Michael Wilson since he came out of college, and I've been touting him, and it didn't pan out until that little 8-game stretch. But for me, it's not only Marvin Harrison in a vacuum, like who do I want in the 5th round or whatever. It's Marvin Harrison at value. Like I like Marvin Harrison in the 4th round? Let's see where Marvin Harrison went. Marvin Harrison went in the 6th round. No, he went before me, didn't he? Where are we at here? Where's Marvin Harrison? Where are you at? Where's the little bugger at? Why can't I find him? Oh, right here, 64. He went in the 6th round. So I like him. He went 1 round. He went 1.5 rounds. So 20 picks before Michael Wilson. So I like Marvin Harrison at value just based on draft capital. They have to make Marvin Harrison a thing. They have to. And I think that he's a value now. Jacoby Brissett. He goes Isaac Tesla. That's a good pick. Who did Florida take? Adonai Mitchell. I had him on my queue. You son of a bitch. Oh, I'm not touching Trey McBride at all, Hetzer. See, I'm opposite, man. I am not touching him because he's going to go. Trey McBride's going to go in Brock Bowers' land from last year, which is end of the 1st, early 2nd. I feel like there's going to be one guy in every league, 2 guys in every league that are going to want him in top 14. I'm going to be about Brock Bowers. That's the only guy I'm taking in the first 10 rounds, probably, unless Fannin falls. But like Brock Bowers at the 2-3 turn, I love that. I would rather have Brock Bowers over Trey McBride in general. Just like, again, the question that was asked about, do I want Michael Wilson or Marvin Harrison? I actually want Brock Bowers ahead of Trey McBride, and I would draft as such. Last year was the opposite. I wanted Trey McBride over Brock Bowers, and I actually drafted as such. Even though I never had the opportunity, but I was taking Trey McBride in the end of the 2nd round, when most people were taking him like 4 picks into the 3rd round-ish, something like that. But I love Trey McBride, but he can't repeat this shit. He can't. 14-man leagues are tough, dude. There goes Isaiah Pacheco. 185. That's pretty good value. I bet Dakota there wanted him. Damn, someone took Mason Taylor. That's my fucking guy. Yep, I know you wanted Isaiah Pacheco. 14-man leagues are tough, dude. It changes the game. It changes the strategy. Quarterbacks are thinner. Tight ends are really tough because 14 start, and then the running backs just go. Not everyone can get an RB2. All right. So let's look at the squad. I need a running back. I might need 2 running backs here, or my 3rd tight end. David Njoku's on the board. That seems pretty good. Damn, Michael Penix still on the board. I could have waited on fucking Aaron Rodgers. Damn it. This is disgusting. Guess we'll take Ray Davis, kind of my fallback plan in these later rounds. And then, oh, there goes David Njoku. Fuck you. We'll take Ray. And we're going to take a wide receiver here. And it's probably going to be, you know what? I'm going to take a shot at Zachariah. I'm going to take a rookie here. Guy I love. I think he's going to go higher than people think. Njoku is still a free agent. He's a prime spot for Philly, but there's a lot of rumblings that Philly is going to re-sign Goddard. But if they don't re-sign Goddard, Njoku is going to go to Philly. which I would like a lot. Those 2 picks I just made were after. This guy's got Joe Burrow and Mendoza. That's it. That's pretty gross. I didn't like the last 2 picks I made. Those are the worst of the round. I got Zachariah Branch and then Ray Davis. Ashton Genty, a good first-round pick. Yeah, I mean, I'd like him more in the early second. Like, we always want our players to go later. I'm about him, man. The fact that the Linderbaum signing was awesome. Like, they're going to have at least – I like the coach, you know. Like, Pete Carroll, like, literally, let's not forget. Pete Carroll, the offensive line coach last year of the Raiders, was Pete Carroll's son, who I don't even know his name. I never know he was a thing. I didn't know. I thought Pete Carroll was gay. So I didn't know he had a son. So, like, that just, like, shows, like, Pete Carroll was that old, washed up, over the hill, not giving a fuck coach. And it showed on the field. Like, that was just probably the roughest. I think the Jets and the Raiders had the 2 roughest seasons. Like, the Cardinals actually were competitive, and they lost. I think they could have been 4-1 or 4-2 to start the year. They lost that crazy game against the Titans with the fumble. And they were at least like close in some of those games. The Raiders were not close. The Raiders beat the Patriots week 1, and they won one other game the entire year. And then the Jets, you had the whole debacle there with Aaron Glenn and their team not having any interceptions on defense with the defensive head coach. So those are the 2 teams that were not professional organizations at all. Pete Carroll just loves chewing gum, bro. He got a paycheck, though, while it worked out for him. I don't think he really wanted to be there. It worked out for him. So I wish I could get a job and just not do my job and suck at it. Like, I wish I could do this show for a year and just be awful and, like, be like the fantasy football counselor and give bad picks and, like, just not do anything for you guys, not even be funny. And then, like, get a 5-year contract of all that money and then quit or get fired and get all my money. Like, fuck that. That's what I hate. Coaches, man, so overpaid. Kyle Williams, that's a good pick. Terrence Ferguson, I was eyeing him, man. I need another tight end. I was eyeing him. Mason Taylor hurts, man. That's my boy this year. Hetzer says, would you rather have, so pretty much rank these players in round 1 if you were at number 14, so 14th, Ashton Genty, Amarian Hampton, Chase Brown, or Saquon Barkley. I would rank it Genty, Hampton, Barkley, Chase Brown, with Barkley and Hampton being very close. Chase Brown is a distant 4 just because they're going to have to bring someone else in. They were dealing with Samaje Perine last year. They're going to bring in somebody better. Up in 11 picks. We only have 11 likes in the video, boys. So we're going to do draft grades, and I might just call it, and then I'll just do another night tomorrow. And again, Friday, we have Nick O coming on the show to wrap up free agency. At that point, almost everyone will be signed. That'll be 10 p.m. Central. Maybe we can get the goal, though. We have 11 likes. If Dean was in here, he'd like it a million times. 30 likes, subscribers, and super chat dollars. Let me check if we have any. Let me check if we have any subs in this video. No subs. So we have 11. We need 19. 19 of any of these, guys. If you're in here, you've not liked the video, like the video. If you're watching and you liked and you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? 7 nights a week on this motherfucking program. And then if you want to donate to the channel and be an awesome dude, would much appreciate that as well. Up in 6 picks, we have 3 rounds left. After this, we're at least going to go through the teams since Dakota was in this draft. We're going to do draft grades for our 2 teams. By the way, I think Perine has the most rushing yards of all time in a single game in college, or at least he did at one point, like 300 something. Which is funny. Perine at his size, he's like 6 foot, like 235, and he's a scat back. He's a fucking receiving down back, which I always thought was hilarious. I like Samaje Perine, though. One of the best pass blockers in the game. We're getting down to the shitty nitty gritty here. Najee Harris. I think I might like that. Keon Coleman. Let's go. I need a tight end. And you know what? I'm going to take Tungus. Or am I not going to take Tungus? Nope. So we're going to take Najee Harris. And we're going to take Ollie Gordon. Or are we not? Nope. I need a tight end. So we're taking Tungus. You know what? He can catch some touchdowns, and he might have 4 or 5 weeks to start the year with the room to himself. So back half of this draft has not gone as planned. A lot of snipes, but I think the start of the draft was good enough. Dart, Cam Ward, Aaron Rodgers, Gibbs, Judkins, Gainwell, Rashad White, who I expect to be in Seattle, Ray Davis, Najee Harris, Nico, Pickens, Adunze, Metcalf, Pearsall, Trey Harris, and Zachariah Branch. I'm going to take one more wide receiver to wrap this bitch up. And I don't want to put him in queue because Dakota will snipe my shit. And we don't like that, Dakota. We don't like that. Dakota, if you snipe any more of my guys, I'm going to have to fight you.
You stupid fuck. Go buy some sandals. Go buy some sandals. You want to fight? I'll fight you. I haven't fought in 10 years. I'm fighting you. What you got? What you got? Let's see. Throw down, bitch. Throw down, bitch.
The infamous Joe Mixon punch. What a wild video that was. First of all, I'm not trying to defend Joe Mixon. That's not a really good battle. I want to go and die on that one. But she did call him a racial slur and spit in his face. So, again, if someone did that to me, I would not punch them. I would punch a man. I would not punch a woman for any reason. But that chick needs to not put herself in that situation with a hot-headed football player that's a moron. Like, that he might have been drunk for all we know. Like, what are you doing? Like, don't spit in a grown man's face. Like, that's the whole sexist thing. Like, you can't have it both ways. Don't be doing that. Like, one out of the two is fine. Spit or racial slur. Don't spit and racial slur. That's all I'm saying. And not saying it was her fault, but you got to make better decisions. Jane Doe. We'll call her Jane Doe or Jane Whore. She probably was a whore. Anyways, enough of that slandering of that broad at Oklahoma. But, she was probably a whore. I would bet. Yeah, my boy Chickaconquo, 3 years, $30 million. These tight ends are getting paid. That's decent money. I don't know if I'm gonna be. I was about him last year in best ball. It just did not work out. He had a strong finish, like weeks 15 through 18, but early on, man, I don't think he had his first touchdown to week 15 or week 16, and he had that one. It was like a top 50 play of the season. That week 18, week 17. That's like 50-yard touchdown on a crosser, broke 2 tackles. Chickaconquo is a unique player, man. He's only 6'2", like 6'2", 240 for a tight end. But dude's athletic, man. Dude's super athletic. He can move. Let's see what we got for Florida here. Keenan Allen, Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson's nice. I don't know. Where do you expect Keenan Allen? You expect Keenan Allen to – Zach Ertz is old, bad, and coming on, and he tore his Achilles, right? It was ACL or Achilles. I think it was Achilles. Relatively late into the season, like at least halfway through the season. So at that age, I think Zach Ertz is 35 years old. Maybe he's going to be 36 during the season. So, yeah, if he does come back, it'll be like after the start of the year. He's terrible. He's gone. He was pretty good for a while. Jahan Dotson. I do like Jahan Dotson. Might be the number 2 there. So I got to pick somebody. Malachi Fields is the guy I've been going. You know what? Tyquan Thornton might be a pick here. I'm going to go Tyquan Thornton, guys. They like him a lot. Jalen Knoll. Actually, I'm going to go Jalen Knoll first. And then Tyquan Thornton. Shit. Nope. I already have Nico Collins, so let's not do that. Hey, 14 likes, boys. We need 16 more. 16 more likes. Supers. Subs. And we're going to do draft grades here with me and Dakota's team. There goes Devon Bailey. That might not be a bad pick. Whoa, Geno Smith is still available that late? I just learned a good lesson here. I would much rather have Geno Smith than Aaron Rodgers. What am I doing? What am I doing? Gross. I didn't realize Geno Smith would be that buried. See, you learn something new every day. So thank you, Hetz. All right, so we're going to go through – let's go through Dakota's team first. And here we go. Let's go through his team. Brock Purdy, Malik Willis, Kyler Murray. That is a sexy quarterback room, if I say so myself. Jonathan Taylor, RJ Harvey, Bashal Tutin, Trey Benson, Braylon Allen, Caleb Johnson. A lot of upside stashes there. T. Higgins, Amata Smith, Jordan Tyson, Pittman, Keyshawn Boutte, Adonai Mitchell, Keenan Allen, Jahan Dotson. Bowers, Gatson, Ferguson. Dude, that's a really balanced team. I'd say your running backs is probably your weakness, but Tutin at 3 is nice. Man. In his prime, what round was Gronk going in? End of the first, typically. I feel like Jimmy Graham was more end of the first because he was had more PPR value. But it was like top 14, like a little later than what we saw Kelsey go for those years. So how do I want to grade this team? I I think I'm going to give this an A, bro. Like, tight ends are really good. Wide receivers are a little lacking in terms of high ends. You don't really have a true number one. T. Higgins is awesome. T. Higgins and Devontae Smith are especially if AJ Brown gets traded, but like, and then Tyson, question mark. But I like Pittman, I like Booty, I like Mitchell. Like those three guys should be a nice floor for you. So that's the weakness of this team is wide receivers. But Taylor, RJ, Tootin, love that. Especially with J.K. Dobbins. If they only go into the season with J.K. Dobbins, dude, like he ain't going to stay healthy for one. RJ Harvey, it's going to be a different tale than last year. It'll be like a 60-40 RJ. All right, we'll go to my squad. I definitely fucked up the end of this draft. And why the fuck did I take Aaron Rodgers so high? That was scary. Geno Smith was available, man, so much later. I think that might have ruined the team. So I'm giving him an A. Jackson Dart, Cam Ward, Aaron Rodgers, Gibbs, Judkins, Kenneth Gainwell, Rashad White, Ray Davis, Najee Harris. Receivers are stacked. Nico Pickens, Rome, DK, Ricky Pearsall, Trey Harris, Zachariah Branch, and Tyquan Thornton. The top five, I really like those top five receivers. And we have Sam Laporta, Kenyon Sadiq, and Jake Tunges. So let's see. Happy Wednesday to you, brother. In his prime, yeah, I already answered that one. RJ was a stud, man. His film wasn't great. It was not great, but he scored a lot of touchdowns for like the touches he had. And then at the end of the year, he's getting those goal line carries. Problem is, I don't see him getting those goal line carries early in the year. Those are going to go to J.K. Dobbins. But you know what? You can every other possible scenario that was thrown out there for them bringing someone in that they mentioned by name, that the franchise did, the Broncos did, was way scarier than bringing in J.K. Dobbins. Like, he's familiar with the team, with the offense. I get it, but like J.K. Dobbins blows. I am not worried about him at all. So I was a guy that was not going to be about RJ Harvey at all because I knew they'd bring someone in. But yeah, RJ Harvey's gonna be solid. Wow, Dakota says that's an A. I'm disappointed. It could have been a banger team. I don't know why. I didn't look at ADP. I just looked at who was available, and I didn't want to get stuck with the Penix Tua thing. I needed a body. But Geno Smith, if I just took Geno Smith like in the last round, this team would have been so much better. So it's fine. You live and learn, man. We make mistakes. But the receiver room is elite. So I just need Judkins to play well. I think that's and Sadiq, you know what? But Tunges should I feel like Tunges and Sadiq pair very well because Sadiq might start slow, rookie tight end. But Tunges should be good the first 4 or 5 weeks. So I think that pairs well. I'm gonna go through a couple of my other drafts and we can check them out. This is probably gonna be a short show, guys, but yeah, I'll go through some of my other drafts. I'm gonna play a clip real quick and grab one more beverage. Let's see, what clip do I want to play? What do I want to play? You guys can grade some of these other teams and kind of see where I've been, where I've been drafting, who I like, all those kind of things.
Jay Quellen. No Jay Quellen here?
Do you mean Jacqueline?
Okay, so that's how it's gonna be. Balake. Where is Balake at? Yes, sir.
My name's Blake.
Are you out of your goddamn mind? Do you want to go to war, Balake?
No.
D Nice. Is there a D Nice?
Do you mean Denise?
Son of a bitch. A Ron. Where are you? Where is A Ron right now?
Here.
I said it like 4 times, so why didn't you say it the first time I said A Ron?
Because it's pronounced Aaron?
Son of a bitch!
All right, let's go through some of these teams and just kind of look at the builds, and you guys can tell me which ones you like, which ones you don't like, see who I'm drafting. Most of these are before the free agency even started. Rob, did you see the Key and Peele skit with the East Side and West Side Chicago Bowl? Hell yeah, that's fucking amazing. Also, the slapping ass skit is legendary. Slap ass. First draft I did of the season. This is when Kyler was going really late. Well, later than he is now. Bryce, Kyler, Daniel Jones, Cook, Genty, Algier, Rico, Vidal, Ollie Gordon, Tet, Higgins, Brian Thomas, Marvin Harrison, Worthy, Tesla, Flournoy, Kyle Williams, Gatson, Andrews, Mason, Taylor. Pretty balanced team. So just give us your grades in the chat. Letter grades here. I'm gonna give this one a B. Again, I'll do another 10 minutes. We'll go through this and we'll talk about some news notes as well if I finish the teams. We have 14 likes on this video and we have no subs yet. So we need 16 more subs, likes, and super chat dollars, and we'll fire up one more draft. I'll probably do some more tomorrow though as well. And then again, like I said, Nick O on Friday night, breaking down all the free agency stuff. So tune into that show. It's gonna be a fun time. Nick O is probably one of the goats on this channel. Glad to have him back in the fold, man. He took a year off, but like Nick O is just a great guy and also knows fucking ball. So I'm gonna give this guy this draft here a B. This is my first one of the year. I give this a B. It was okay. The Tyler Algier thing, the fact that I don't like where he's at now. Rico's fine. I feel like he's fair value there. And then Vidal, Ollie Gordon. But I like the receiver depth there. Brian Thomas, Marvin Harrison. So this is a solid B. Let me know what you guys think in the chat so I'm not just being biased on my own teams because I will tell it how it is. This one's only a 2-quarterback build, which is a little scary. Jaden Daniels, Kyler Murray, A-Chain, Blake Corum, Tyler Algier, Rico Dowdle, Tyron Tracy, Kamani Vidal. That running back room. This wide receiver room better be bonkers. Ooh, look at that. Roma Dunze at value with that was before the DJ Moore trade. Neighbors, Tat, T. Higgins, Rome, Worthy, Pat Bryant, Trey Harris, and Bernard. This one has so this is 2-quarterback build and a terrible tight end room. This is a C. I think a C. I mean, I love the receivers, but that's the running backs, quarterbacks, and tight ends. I could poke holes in all of those. So that's rough. Hey, 15 likes, guys. 15 more likes, subs, super chat dollars, and I'll fire up another motherfucking draft. Here we go. Third one. Brock Purdy, Tyler Shuck, CJ Stroud, Henry, Monty, Tootin, Gainwell, Braylon Allen, Ray Davis, Jamar, Nico, Zay Flowers, Terry, Booty, Adonai. Ooh, this team is fucking nice. I'm going to give this one an A. This is my favorite team, I think. Laporta, Henry, Mason Taylor. I like that room. Terry McLaurin is a 4. Now that they got rid of Stephon Diggs, if they don't bring in A.J. Brown, Keyshawn Booty is going to fly. And I guess I have 2 Patriots receivers. And then David Montgomery should be fine as an RB2. GT in the house. Shout out to GT. Appreciate you, my dude. Keep that up. So this is an A. I think this is an A because I like the quarterback room as much as CJ Stroud's a fucking bum. Okay, that's the third team. Fourth team. Jaden Daniels, Kyler Murray, Michael Penix. Michael Penix. JT, Saquon, Montgomery, Rico, Caleb Johnson. That's pretty good. Tat, McLaurin, Watson, Diggs, Dubs, Booty, Tyreek, Trey Harris, Jalen Knoll, Kraft, Mason Taylor, Otten. This team is not great. I like the quarterbacks. I really like the running backs, but the Christian Watson is my 3. Diggs is my 4. Dubs, Booty. I'm going to give this one a C+. Just because I like the tight ends and the running backs are solid. And I feel like Michael Penix, I don't even really need him as long as Jaden Daniels stays healthy. So that's a C+. I got a C+. Is this the same one? All right, another Tyler Shuck. Hatcher says, Rob, I think Tyler Shuck's going to be a sleeper this year. I think so too. I mean, I don't know how much of a sleeper. I think he's going to go relatively high, but he could be that guy that you draft, quarterback 15 that has the possible Trevor Lawrence season from what we just saw last year. Maybe not the 9 rushing touchdowns, but like firmly in the top 10 of fantasy quarterbacks. Tyler Shuck, CJ Stroud, Cam Ward, pretty unsexy quarterback room here. Bucky, Judkins, Tootin, Dowdle, Vidal, Ray Davis, LaQuint Allen. That's okay. This is the one that Mouth paid me to do. Just go wide receiver. I had to do that. So Jamar Pickens, Devonta, DK, Matthew Golden, Tyreek Hill, Kyle Williams with Gatson, Ferguson, Freiermuth. That tight end room is dog shit. Wide receivers really top heavy. I think the running backs could be okay. Bucky Irving's a fucking X factor. So I'll give this one a B-. I don't know if I'm being too generous or what. I mean, these are I know how to build teams. Like the builds are all pretty good on these teams. At least you have that going for you. Now we're on to the third to last one. Ugh. Some of these quarterback rooms, guys. Cam Ward, Bryce Young, Penix, Aaron Rodgers, Barkley, Montgomery, Chuba, Monungai, Ray Davis, Ollie Gordon. Neighbors, Wilson, Zay Flowers, Marvin, Worthy, Tesla, Naylor, George Kittle, Mark Andrews, Jake Tunges. This one is, I don't know, man. The Kittle and Tunges thing is a stupid hedge. I don't know what I was doing there. The lesson is don't draft drunk. Some of these I draft drunk, but the receiver room is solid as hell. Neighbors, Wilson, Flowers, Harrison, Worthy. And Chuba should get a lot of work, but the quarterbacks are too weak in this. This is a C. This is a C. This is not a good team. So I think this one is good. This is the one I did with Dakota. We can look at his team too. So this one I think is very good if I remember. Brock Purdy, Baker, Cam Ward. That's a ball in quarterback room. McCaffrey, Henry, Tootin, Corum, Ray Davis, Ollie Gordon, A.J. Brown. These receivers are poo. A.J. Brown, Rashee Rice, Marvin Harrison. DJ Moore is solid there. That was even after the trade too, which is I can't believe he fell that far. Josh Downs, who gets a bump up if you ask me because Pittman's gone. Jerry Jeudy, Jack Bash, Malachi Fields, and we have Sadiq, Mark Andrews, and Kate Otten. I'm giving this one an A. Hatcher says I'm not sold on Cam Ward. He just seems too risky to draft. In a best ball, I love Cam Ward just because he has no competition. He's a durable guy. I don't see him getting hurt. Not going to lose his job. They're bringing in pass catchers. Like, it was a rough year last year, but that wasn't a terrible situation. He showed me a lot based on his competitiveness and who he is as a quarterback, a leader, and a person. And I like his arm talent. So he's an aggressive quarterback. So I do like those things for fantasy and best ball. He is strictly a best ball guy. In a super flex league, you could take him. I love him there. But for the third quarterback in a build, I definitely like the upside there. And their defense is not, Robert Saleh is awesome. They don't quite have the talent to be a elite defense. So they're going to be chucking a lot. This is my second favorite team, I think. So, yeah, the tight ends are a little issue here, but and the wide receivers aren't the strongest, but DJ Moore should be fine as my 4. But the running backs are solid. Let's look at Dakota's team in this one. We talked about this before. We'll see how it aged after the free agency stuff. So, Bo Nix, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, Deshaun Watson. Depth, Judkins, Algier, Krosky, Merritt, Kamara, Caleb, Devin, Neal. So, with the Algier thing, I know I did this in a couple of drafts. We expected big things from Algier. We expected the Titans. We expected a better spot, even a team like the Commanders. And it didn't happen. So the running back room here, Dakota, is rough. I'm going to say you have the edge in the draft we just did tonight for sure. But this running back room, it has, Kamara could retire. I don't know about him. JCM, like they might draft Jeremiah Love. And at that point, I guess the nice thing is Chris Rodriguez is gone, but I just don't see anything here. Receivers are really good though. Devontae Adams is your 4. Casey Concepcion is a upside piece. Jalen McMillan, that's a fucking smash, man. McMillan's going to dominate now. Fannin, Schultz, Jake Tunges, that's a good tight end room. So I'm going to give this one a C just because of the running back room. I think we graded a lot higher when we did it, but I think that the Tyler Algier thing, and then just looking at it, it's just rough. What do you think, Dakota, if you're still in here? And then let's look at this is Dean's team. Dean drafted with us. We didn't like this team when he drafted it. It's cooked. ETN as a starter in the Saints. Yeah, and Kamara was never going to start, but that's just not good for it's not cooked, but you need a lot of stuff to happen with that running back room for it to work. This team from Dean, the Tua thing to Atlanta is actually nice. I think that's way better than we thought. We thought there was no chance, but this team is pretty much fucked based on the fact that it is Jalen Hurts and Tua, and that's it. So A-Chain, Jeremiah Love, Rico Dotto, Kenneth Gainwell, Jonathan Brooks, Nicholas Singleton. Here we go. We got Mouth in here. The running back room's okay. Actually, this is a good running back room. Jonathan Brooks. I don't know what the appeal of Jonathan Brooks is, guys. We got Mouth in here. Teach these guys the business. Show them how to draft properly. Sessions like this will soon be only for our Patreon followers. Sign up now. Mouth was on the show last night, and by the way, his episode just dropped earlier today, so I linked it it's in the Discord, guys. So if you want to watch that, Downtown Sports, check that out. It was a very good episode. I listened to the first 40 minutes today. I listened to the rest before I go sleepy time. But where is the Downtown Sports? Here you go. Downtown Sports, boys. 23 different platforms. And they had Iron Eagle on their program. So they have awesome guests. Beast and Mouth do a great job. So tune into them every single Tuesday night. Sometimes it's Wednesday morning, but it comes out around that time, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, only once a week, a little bit more real life driven than our show. But we're going to go. Okay, that's all the teams. So they're okay. I have some decent squads. Why doesn't it show? Here we go. We can go to my exposure. Let's take a look at this. So Cam Ward is my most drafted quarterback. See, I've been talking him up. So obviously, I love Cam Ward. Agreed on Tyler Chucks. You know what? He could become Tyler Cheeks, though. And that's the problem with Tyler Shuck. Inconsistent. But Brock Purdy, Tyler Shuck. So pretty balanced. 50% is a lot. Ray Davis is my most owned player. That's a little interesting. A lot of Rico, some Montgomery, Tootin in 3 leagues. There's the exposure. Pretty balanced. I like to take value. Xavier Worthy, the fuck? I haven't drafted him since. I think I drafted him 3 of the first 4 I did. I haven't drafted him since, but I like him for best ball. Ted McMillan, Trey Harris. I like Trey Harris a lot. I'm all out on Tyler Cheeks. You don't like Tyler Cheeks? Thank you, Mouth, by the way. You're the man. Tyreek. So pretty balanced. There's a lot of guys. For how many limited drafts I've done, I have a lot of exposure to a lot of different guys. Mark Andrews is a guy I'm pretty high on now that Isaiah Likely. I didn't think they were going to re-sign him. Mark Andrews, where he's going, 50%. Mason Taylor is my other guy. I can't believe he's been sniped a couple times. And then I like Laporta. This is probably going to hold pretty steady here through this draft season because I like most of these guys. So, so Mouth, I was just saying, why are people drafting Jonathan Brooks? Jonathan Brooks is going to be fucking nuts this year. Trust me. Him and Caleb Johnson are both overly slept on. Draft them both super late. I see I like Caleb Johnson as a player a little better. Maybe not. I like Jonathan Brooks as a player, but the injuries concern me, and I've never seen him stay on the field. Caleb Johnson was just a benching, but now that you have Rico Dowdle there and Jalen Warren, Mouth, explain to me how Caleb Johnson sees the field, because he's not beating out Rico Dowdle. Him and Rico are similar players, I would say, and Jalen Warren is just kind of a fan favorite. He's a coach's pet. Aaron Rodgers likes him. He liked Kenneth Gainwell more, but he likes him. And if Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback, are they really going to give Caleb Johnson a crack early in the year? I don't know about that one. But Jonathan Brooks, thank you for telling me that, because thinking about it, I expect them to bring someone else in or draft. But Jonathan Brooks, they did spend. He was a second-round pick. I think he was number 35. But he was the first running back off the board that year. That was the Trey Benson draft, where Trey Benson was a second running back off the board in the 3rd round. Really bad draft class for running backs. But Jonathan Brooks came into the NFL with a torn ACL and missed the first. I think he started the year on PUP. And then his first game was week 5 or week 6. Eased into action. Week 9, when he finally got his first somewhat full workload, tore his ACL. So that's an issue. But again, that's a guy that no one's talking about. And I like that. You know what? I like that take. You live and you learn, man. You live and you learn. Is Drake London a first-round pick? No, he's going, and you're talking 14, man, because that's what you play, but he's going pick 17, essentially the same, a little bit later, or on the same range he was last year. Will Tyler Warren have the most targets? Man, he should, because Alec Pierce, I know they said they want to get him 10 targets. Alec Pierce is not a target monster, right? He's not a guy that commands targets. He's more efficient with his targets and yards per route run and all those kind of things. But let's not forget, he had 46 catches last year and 90 targets, I want to say. So I think Alec Pierce is safe for 110 targets, but Tyler Warren could have the same amount. And I'm pretty high on Josh Downs. So Warren isn't a coach's pet. No, I didn't mean this regime's coach's pet, because obviously it's a new regime, like you said. I just feel like he's that kind of guy that coaches love. He's a hard worker. He's a scrappy dude. He lays it on the line blocking. He lays it on the line. He earns every inch. So that I think Jalen Warren has earned the right in Pittsburgh to have that role. Essentially, he's taken over Kenneth Gainwell's role. And yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not. I was just disappointed because I was going to be all about Caleb Johnson if they did not bring in Rico Dowdle. I am just a big Rico Dowdle fan, and I just feel like it's hard to overcome. He needs an injury, and if you guys are saying you don't think he needs an injury, then maybe I need to learn. But Caleb Johnson's 227, 6'4". Is he really 6'4"? Rico and Warren are the same body type. Those two will eat each other. Caleb Johnson is the future. Thoughts on Titans wide receiver to draft? I don't think it's anyone right now. Wando Robinson will probably go too high. He's the safest. I'm a big Io Manor fan. I'm a truther for Io Manor, but they're going to draft somebody else to play X. DK is an elite return man, and he's going to be rough for fantasy this year because Wan'Dale's playing the slot. The nice thing is they don't really have a tight end. They brought in Daniel Bellinger, and they have Gunnar Helm, I believe he's out of Texas. He's a rookie last year. He had really bad metrics in the draft. Like he ran like a 4.9 40. He's super big, like 6'6", 270. But he flashed a little bit last year. And I'm saying neither of those guys, Bellinger and Helm, are like scary. So like they're not going to command targets. So like the wide receivers will get the targets or the running backs, but Cam Ward does not dump the ball down. So Chris Sims called him Io Manor. Io Manure? Yeah, Io Manor is a fun name to say. Alec Io Manor. It's a cool name. It's a very cool name. Caleb comps to Derrick Henry, Le'Veon Bell, Brian Robinson. I think the Brian Robinson comp is probably the most accurate one because those other comps are very huge. And you know what? We always forget about Ridley. I think Calvin Ridley might be a guy that will be a value. I mean, he's going to be a value. It's just like he's either going to be a value where you draft him and crush that, or he's going to be a nothing. But at that range, why not take a shot? I am not drafting him in these best ball drafts because I feel like there's a chance maybe he gets cut or traded if they draft someone in the draft relatively high. Now that they have a lot of needs and they did pay Wan'Dale a lot of money, but like they still don't have an elite number one. If you take Ridley out of the equation with his past performance, like if he's not on the team, they don't have a number one. I'm sorry, Wan'Dale Robinson is a good slot receiver. He is not a one. Io Manor is still young and raw, and DK is more of a special teams player. So, and they don't have a tight end. So I could see them drafting a wide receiver pretty high, I guess in second round high. So that's why I'm not drafting Calvin Ridley. And he's also burned me the last couple of years. I have been pretty much at consensus on Calvin Ridley, which means I was high on Calvin Ridley because he's done nothing since going there. He had a nice stretch to end the year in 2024. But last year, even when he was healthy, the problem with Ridley, and this is the one excuse I'll kind of give him, if I want to give him an out, is that Cam Ward got better every game, and he was healthy and playing during Cam Ward's worst games. So if I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, because I've seen him be pretty elite in the NFL, I can blame Cam Ward on some of these things. As a gambler, I can see why you side with Ridley. Hey-o! Calvin Ridley, one of these clowns that was betting on DraftKings, betting like $5,000 bets for Calvin Ridley. That's like me betting 50 cent bets. Like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why do that kind of stuff? Just very weird. Who's the biggest sleeper running back to pick up as the last picks? You know what? We were just talking about him. I think it's Jonathan Brooks. I think you guys might have convinced me, man. And, I was just ripping on him in this very stream earlier on. But again, I'm a guy that's fluid with my opinions, and it makes a lot of sense. If they don't bring someone else in, they also did spend a pretty high draft pick on Jonathan Brooks. So when new information surfaces or when something clicks in my head, like you guys just kind of made it click, a light bulb went off. Like I am kind of on the Jonathan Brooks train now, just because there is no risk and only upside. And Caleb Johnson, I think I'm not locked up with you guys on that one yet, because I was about Caleb Johnson more before the Rico signing. But you guys could be right. I mean, I liked him out of Iowa. The problem was he did not fit the scheme that the Steelers had last year. Now you have a new scheme coming with Mike McCarthy. So not to mention he's not in the doghouse anymore with Mike McCarthy. So those are two nice things. I do like the player, and he is a different body type. Like you said, he is a big boy, and Rico Dowdle is an underside. He plays big. Rico Dowdle is not a big player. Jaylen Warren is a pipsqueak. So what about sleeper wide receiver and backup quarterback? Obviously, mine's Cam Ward for sure. Let's look at some other guys just that can pop off. I like Bryce Young for fantasy. This is mostly best ball. I think CJ Stroud might be that guy that I think the community is just, especially, a lot of these times, like playoffs don't matter. They don't count for fantasy, but everyone's watching, right? And what do we see from CJ Stroud? Was epic dog shit in the playoffs. So that tells me CJ Stroud's going to be a value this year. And the problem is the defense is really elite. He doesn't have the skill set to be an elite fantasy quarterback. That's why that year after his rookie year, his year 2, when he was going quarterback 5, was just insane. That was the easiest fade in the world because he needs to throw 35 to 38 touchdowns and have 4,800 yards to return value there as a pocket passer. And he was never going to do that. But now you're looking at quarterback 20 for CJ Stroud. Like, I love it. I absolutely love it. In super flex leagues and best ball leagues, I love CJ Stroud. Even though I think he's terrible, I just don't think he can lose his job. I just don't think so. I think he's too good to lose his job. And they got to figure out what they're doing there. And then what was the other question here? It was sleeper wide receivers. I'm just going to go to my Trey Harris for me. I'm just kind of going off my exposure here, and I'll just talk about these guys. Trey Harris, again, the counselor loved him. 1 year too early for the counselor, but Keenan Allen's probably not coming back. Quentin Johnston's going to have his role in that offense, but he is super inconsistent, and I'm not a Ladd McConkey fan at all. I expect big things from that offense, another step forward with Mike McDaniel. And it was good last year, until it really fell apart there towards the end, but they had no interior line. They had no tackles. It was literally bums, like actually bums, homeless guys they hired. And Justin Herbert was hurt again. He also had that broken wrist thing he was playing with. So Trey Harris for me is a guy that's going way too late. He is a guy that can play both positions. He can maybe all three. I know he can play X and Y. So I love Trey Harris. We have Mouth in here dropping another holler, and now we are at 11. We are one super chat dollar and sub short of a draft. I should probably just fire it up anyway. Because I kind of want to do another one. Yeah, one shorts. So sub to the channel if you have not already. Give it a like if you haven't, and we'll do one. Trey Harris for me is that guy. Tyreek Hill could be that guy, but I have no idea where he's at health-wise and where he's going to be. Keyshawn Boutte, I don't know if that constitutes a late pick. Isaac Tesla needs an injury most likely, but he can be involved. Kyle Williams, not about him. Tyquan Thornton, there's some good reports about him being involved in this offense. Jalen Naylor could be that guy if they don't bring anyone else in the draft, which they're probably going to draft Omar Cooper, but let's say that doesn't happen. Josh Downs doesn't fit this criteria, but I love Josh Downs. Jalen Knoll, I think Christian Kirk's going to be gone. I haven't heard any news about Christian Kirk, but if he leaves town, Nico Collins is a strict X receiver, and Noel's going to have that wide receiver 3, that slot, which is very valuable with CJ Stroud. And they don't have a tight end room, right? Dalton Schultz, it's Cade Stover. It's a rough tight end room there. And they don't have pass catching running backs like Woody Marks. If he is your scat back, Woody Marks is that player, but he didn't have any receptions last year. So I think that's going to be a lot of Jalen Knoll. This guy's a freak. Jalen Knoll's a 4.37 guy. Really crafty. I really like him. Adonai Mitchell, another guy I love. I think Jerry Jeudy, believe it or not, I know it's super gross, Jerry Jeudy, but they need to bring in 2 receivers because they have nobody. And even if they bring in one decent guy, Jerry Jeudy is still gonna be on the field every play. And I think he's one of these guys. He's in the CJ Stroud mode where everyone's giving up on him. I think Jerry Jeudy is trash, bad real life player. He's gonna get targets. He's fast. He's still a pro. So that would be my last answer there. Jack Bash as well. I know I mentioned Pat Bryant. Pat Bryant might be the guy. Ooh, this is a good comment from Mouth. I got you. Tank Dell is back this year. Dell Higgins. So yeah, Tank Dell would kind of throw a wrench in my Jalen Knoll pick, I guess. But all right, we're gonna fire up another one here. Let's do that. Let's see. Firing up one more. Shout out to Mouse South, guys. 2 more to start. Before this starts, if you're in here and you are interested in joining the community, we're doing a little promotion here. We have 1 month before I change some things around in the tiers. Again, if you're already in the Discord, in the Patreon, guys, your prices never ever go up. You're set for life as long as you want to be in. Nothing will ever change for you because you guys have been since the beginning. But I do want to shout out to the Patreon guys. You guys are awesome. A lot of perks besides just supporting your boy here. A lot of different perks. Guest appearance on the show, Discord community fantasy leagues, free merchandise giveaways. I give away this hat. And then I have some changes here for a limited time. $2. If you want to get in the Discord, $2 a month. Just for the Discord. That just gets you the Discord, doesn't get you the bets or anything else. For the next month, I'm keeping the bets at $5. If you want to get in, if you like betting, It's $5. It's going to go up to the $10 tier. It's not going to change for anyone that's already in there, but for newcomers, it's going to be $10 now to get the bets. And here's the record, guys. We are fucking 96 and 58 all time for last year, and 205 and 125 even odds prop bets. So get in there. $2, man. I have the fourth pick. If you want to get in the Discord, and I know it's early, that's why I'm giving a little discount. Other than that, it's going to be $5 next year for the Discord, and that's the only thing that's going to be in the semi-pro tier. So get in now if you're interested. If you want to get in, if you're going to get in, might as well get in now. You will save money. And then the $10 tier is probably the best tier, unless you want to get in the elite of the elite. You want to become a fanatic. We already have a lot of fanatics. Seven of you guys. That's not even actually. I think we have 9 of them, so that's not even accurate. So 9 fanatics. Anyways, a lot of different perks there. We are up in 14 seconds on this draft. So professionalfanatics.com, link in the description for that. If you want to join the community, which why the hell wouldn't you? It is the place to be. Fourth pick, I like that. We're getting lucky on these picks. Dakota, are you in this one? And now I have to chug a beer. This is all right. Count money, motherfuckers. Mouth knows what's up. Mouth, you're gonna have to open up a gambling account and start making money on these picks, because you know they're golden. You know they're bomb. Someone picked Jamar Chase first. If I get Jahmyr Gibbs at 4, holy shit. That's cool. Is Dakota in here? No, Dakota. Oh, no, Dakota is. Dakota is. He took Jamar Chase at 1. Wow. All right, we'll take Puka. Man, I thought Dakota, how many have you done, man? How many have you done? All right, here comes a chug here. Let me top this off. And I'll do a chug in a second. So we'll get to the board. Dakota with Jamar Chase at 1. Ballsy dude. All right, I'm gonna chug this beer here in a second.
Shit, but I told my wife I wouldn't drink tonight. Besides, I got a big day tomorrow.
It's a big day. You're doing what?
Well, actually, pretty nice little Saturday. We're gonna go to Home Depot. Yeah, buy some wallpaper, maybe get some flooring, maybe Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know. I don't know if we'll have enough time.
Mal, you talking a promo code for Underdog or betting sites? Because I have both. So let me know what you're looking for. And I do have I got to send you a link. All right, so let's go to the board here. Any surprises? Justin Jefferson at 11 again. I don't understand it. I don't get it. GT, that your super did not count because it didn't count for that first one because we already had 5. So we only need 4 for this next beer chug. Appreciate you, GT. My guy GT. He is a professional in the Patreon. So here we go. Bottoms up, boys. All right. There's that. Dakota says, Rob, Will Ferrell is playing you. The thing is, I never tell my wife I'm not going to drink because I don't like to lie to her. Not saying I never have. We're all human. And you live and you learn, guys. You try to become a better person every single year. I'm still working on myself. We all should be working on ourselves. And here you go. All right. See if I can not fuck up the end of this draft because that was a rough one. Kenneth Walker at 14 in this draft, guys. He went like 19 or 20 the last draft. There goes all the running backs, which sucks for me because I need a couple of these guys. Neighbors, London. McBride and Bowers, huh? Huh. Nope. I won't do that. Okay. Oh, light night on the stream. Only 5 of you in here. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me and seeing where some of these guys are going post free agency. Maybe a little Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know if we'll have enough time. Damn straight. You know I'd love a little Bed Bath & Beyond, baby. Taking Drake London. Yeah. I just don't like going tight end early. I'll take it much earlier in redraft. I'm fine with it more in redraft. In these best balls, I can stack 3 tight ends and get the same value. And also, I like taking tight ends later in the rounds because technically for the flex, you would think that you wouldn't want to tight end your flex, but when you're talking about running back 55 and wide receiver 65 compared to tight end 30, tight end 30 actually outscores wide receiver 65, just based on touchdowns. So I don't mind having the extra spot at tight end. If you take a Brock Bowers or Trey McBride, you probably only want to roll with 2 tight ends. You don't want 3 tight ends. So let's see what we got. Bucky Irving, AJ Brown. Gross. We're going to take, I'm going to go with Bucky. I think I'm going to go with Bucky. I think there's a chance he rebounds as long as Sean Tucker, if they don't draft or if they don't keep Sean Tucker, it's up in the air. If it's just Gainwell and Bucky Irving, at least I know Bucky Irving's going to get most of the goal line carries. If it's Sean Tucker's back, it's going to be rough. That's very, very good advice from Mouth. Word of advice, boys, be honest with your wife. If she doesn't help you with your schemes, drop that garden tool. Yeah. That means hoe. If you guys didn't get that, garden tool means hoe. And most women are. Mine is not, though. Most women are hoes. But I've been slandering women on the show. I shouldn't do that. You know what? I don't have any women viewers, so I think I'm okay. Come on, I respect women. I have 2 sisters and a mother and a wife, so I mad respect for the women. We would never be here if it wasn't for women. We wouldn't. We would not. I'm in and out of Home Depot within 5 minutes. Thank you, Mouth. By the way, boys, Downtown Sports, check that shit out. Listen to the episode. If you're not given a chance, give it a chance because it is a different take on sports. It's where sports come home. And it's just different than this show. It's more real life angles. You're gonna get more X's and O's than you get on this show. And they're slowly getting the fantasy angle. Mouth will be a pro. Mouth's gonna be in the Dynasty League with us. Really looking forward to the Dynasty League, gentlemen. We have 1 spot left if anyone's interested. Drafts in May. So if you are interested, hit me up in the Discord and we can try to get you in there. It's a Dynasty startup, man. This is the first year. Oh, this is the second year of the lives, but I didn't start the lives until August last year. So we didn't get a chance to have a community leagues. This year, we're going to have 5 or 6, 7 redrafts. We're going to have the Dynasty startup. Obviously, all these best balls are playing. Okay, up in 4 picks. This is gross. Ladd McConkey. Look at Ladd McConkey falling. I might take him as much as I hate Ladd McConkey. Lamar Jackson on the board. I'm not taking a quarterback. I should probably take a running back at some point, though, right? You would think. Most people don't even go to stores anymore, but like a Home Depot, those kind of places, sometimes you need to ask an expert, right? You can't ask that fucking person online at Amazon the questions you want to ask the person. Ooh, Jameson Williams, huh? This is gross. This is gross. This is super gross. I might take JMO. Let's take JMO. So interesting build, guys. We have a 3 receiver start with 1 running back. So I don't hate it. Let's see what I do with the next round. We have options here. We have a lot of options. Dakota has back-to-back picks here. Let's take a look at his squad. Dakota's looking at Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, Chris Olave. He might take a little Joe Burrow action. If he wants to do the stack. He did not stack. Amar's available. RJ Harvey's available. You know what? I'm going to take 1 more receiver. Mike Evans. We're going to take Rome Odunze. I think Rome Odunze's price is only going to continue to climb. So now we're looking at, go to my team. There goes DJ Moore. Puka, Drake London, Jameson Williams, Rome Odunze, and Bucky Irving as my lone soldier there at running back. JMO is a much better player in best ball, Hetzer, just because of his giant games, right? It's tough in redraft. You're going to get some of those zeros, which doesn't matter in best ball. What I want are those, 6 catch games for $120 and 2 touchdowns. That's what I want because I don't need to pencil him in my lineup every week. All right, let's go to the board here. Carnell Tate going at 55 is just a sin. Why the fuck is he going that high? Gross, man. Look at the guys he's going around. Jalen Waddle, Christian Watson, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Mike Evans. Like, get the fuck out of town. I don't even know where he's going to play. I don't like the player, if you guys didn't notice. It's pretty apparent. Guys, if you're in here, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you're not like the video, like the video. I could do one more after this because we have 25. Now it goes down to 25 likes, subs, super chat dollars. Before we do one more. We'll do one more if we get to that goal. And we have Mouth giving a super right now. GT gave one. Mouth gave another one. So that's 7. That's 8. It's 8 super chat dollars. 1 like. That's 9 so far of the 25. Write that down. 9. All right. Best ball is all about drafting for spike games. Yeah, Mouth, you don't care about the inconsistencies because it's you take your best lineup. So it's the best 2 running backs, best 3 receivers, best tight end, best quarterback, and best flex. And the rest of the guys don't matter week by week. So that's the goal. Is you want spike games. You want guys that can go off. And for me, I don't care about elite quarterbacks as much. I don't care about elite tight ends because I'm going to have 3 of those guys, 3 of those positions. So Hetra says, Rob, your channel's going to blow up come September. I hope so, man. I think my, I'll send it to you, Mouth. Give me a little bit and I will send it to you after this draft. I'm going to try to find you another one too. I'm going to send you my referral and then I'm going to send you a promo too. So you can use both and I'll get you a bunch of free money. So I think so, man. I think my fan tracks, my actual redraft leagues, because they're all $250 leagues, public leagues. Those are the biggest draws. And then obviously, every show that we do. So I really hope so, man. Spread the word. Jaden Daniels is still fucking available. So yeah, I'm getting Jaden Daniels, boys. Jalen Warren. We still want to have quarterback issues. If this guy takes this fucker, he took Jaden Daniels, that piece of shit. Why'd you do that? You have Lamar Jackson. People are stupid. People are fucking stupid. Whatever. That's fine. I'll take David Montgomery. I need a running back anyway. That piece of shit. You know what? I just hate. It's fine when people snipe me. I don't care when I get sniped. I hate when people snipe me for no reason. Like when they're dumb. When their stupidity hurts me. I fucking hate that. In redraft, in my big leagues, I get so pissed when people do dumb shit. Like, don't do it. Last year was funny because a lot of guys did the 2 elite quarterback thing. It was Josh Allen and Lamar, the top 2 guys, and they'd reach on both of them, which is fine. I wasn't touching those guys, but they both had a week 8 buys. So they were forced to draft a 3rd quarterback or taking a 0 that for the week 8. And like, that's just bad business. They never advanced because they were fucking cost themselves points. Amarian Hampton's what's up? What's going on, Cruz? Amarian Hampton's a borderline 1st round pick, bro. It's wild. Jalen Warren, Stevenson, Michael Wilson, Ricky Pearsall. Drake May is on the board. Do I have anyone to correlate with him? No. So we're going to go ahead and take Ricky P. I've been taking a lot of Ricky P. This receiver room is pretty nuts right now. Now I need to try not to have a shitty quarterback room. So with the bringing in Charlie Kohler, dude, that's an underrated move for free agency. That dude's one of the best blocking tight ends in the league. So they're going to go a lot of heavy packages, and they're getting, both Slater and they're getting both their tackles back, and their interior is going to be better. They signed a guard. So like the offensive line is going to be so much better. Harbaugh wants to run the fucking ball. All right, let's see. Let's take a look at Dakota's team. Tyler Warren, Jalen Hurts, Chase Brown, Cam Scatterbo, Quinshon Judkins. Only 2 receivers, but you went Jamar Chase first. Pretty nice. Yeah, Mouth. This is one of the other reasons I love best ball is it's, mock drafts are just dumb because people take kickers and they fuck around. You don't know how the legitimate of it. At least these are like people fuck around too, but these are at least for real money. And I just like getting as many $2 drafts as I can. And like $10 drafts is $20. Like, and that's the best practice. And the biggest thing for me is drafting this early. Last year I started in May and I did about 500 of these, counting my wife's accounts. We draft together. Is seeing the trends and seeing where guys start, where guys are in the middle, and then where guys go draft season, like actual draft season. And then you can actually have a better gauge on who's a value when draft season comes up. You're not going in there blind. You have a really good idea of the ecosystem of fantasy and like, the trends, right? And it's like a stock market, man. I don't want to buy guys at their highest point. GT, we need to come up with a clever way to promote Never Forget and Professional Fanatics. Yeah, I'm all ears, man. Again, I'm bad with like marketing and technology. I just give content. I can host a goddamn show. I know fantasy, gambling, but like the other stuff I'm kind of Amish on. Hence why the show has been on for 5 years. Not the live streams. The show's been around 5 years. You got to be monetized, and it takes a long time to get monetized on YouTube to do live streams. But 5 years of doing this for just to be where we're at now. So it's fine though. You live and learn. I was definitely not very good when I first started doing the shows. My first couple live streams were a little rough. And you get better. That's just with everything in life. So let's see where we're at here. 7 picks. Quentin Johnson at 85. I don't know if I like that. Look at Brian Thomas. End of the early mid 6th round nowadays. First round pick last year's, ladies and gentlemen. And that was always an easy fade for me. That was my biggest. I think I had 0 share. I might have had one. No, I had 0 shares of Brian Thomas in redraft. I traded for him in one league, like week 10, which was a bad trade already. We got quarterback options. We have some running back options. I can't take that. Who's got tight ends here? Let's see. 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay. So I can take one of these quarterbacks. I think I take Dak. I should stack, but we're gonna take Dak here. And I debate taking Brock Purdy and doubling it up if he's there. Although I could see, I could see Dakota taking Brock Purdy personally. Who did you take, Dakota? Godwin and Rondale. Okay, you need receivers. So we're going to rock Sam Laporta. Where is Jared Goff going? I will not most likely get Jared Goff, but I'm going to draft a balanced team here. Love Sam Laporta. Here's the squad so far. So running back's a little rough. We got Dak, Bucky Irving, David Montgomery, Puka, Drake London, Jamison Williams, Roma Dunze, Ricky Pearsall, and Sam Laporta. So I am going to be looking at stacking. Brock Purdy's going to be there. Jared Goff's going to be on there. Take either of those guys. Need a running back, so I'm just going to cue some dudes I like a lot of dudes. I see a lot of guys. I see a lot of girls. I see a lot of guys, too. Yesterday, I had a threesome with my mama and Coach Klein. Shout out Waterboy for that epic quote. God, running back is just disgusting right now. Might have fucking fucked the squad up a little bit here. Let's go to the board here. Rico Dotto at 102. Blake Corum at 104. That's super nice. Cruz, yeah, Dakota's in this draft. He had the first pick. I'll go to his team in a second. But yeah, you guys are more than welcome to. It's sometimes a disadvantage for me because you guys can hear my commentary and know who I take, but it's fine. I can always pivot. Same thing with my Fantrax drafts. I know you guys are going to be in those, hopefully. I have people that I draft with on those that know my channel, so they fucking snipe my players. I do Hetzer. I do 25 redrafts of my own roughly every year. I have for the last 10 years. I've averaged about 25, usually averaging about $200. So I put with best ball, I usually have about $8,000 in fantasy, but my wife, she did 1 her first year and won it. She did 4 her second year, had 1 first, a second, and a third. And then this last year, she did 11, dude. So we had 36 leagues last year. And I think my wife has won 6 championships in 18 leagues, and she has like 4 seconds and 4. And her ratio is insane. She does like $50 and $100 leagues, and I draft them for her. But I will say her first league she actually drafted herself was the last draft we did at the end of last year because I had a draft going on my own. I said, you know what we're doing, you know what we like, and she won that one. We'd both managed it through the year, but so yeah, I had 36 drafts, 36 teams I managed last year, redrafts. once you do over like 15 guys, it's you know, like there's a point where it's too much. I think 50 is probably too much, but it's just the waiver day is tough. You know, you got to go through, and for me, it's not so much the waivers. It's right when waivers clear, I'm going to go and grab my defense and kicker and like backup running backs. So I have to organize which teams have the highest priority based on who I'm going to get. That's 5 hours, you know, for those days in terms of prep for that kind of shit. So we need running back. You know what? Jordan Mason might be the fucking play. I hate that. Baker Mayfield, baby. Give me some Baker. You need a quarterback, but I need a running back too. This is gross. You know, I don't see the difference between Baker and these other guys. I'm going to make sure I lock in Jordan Mason. Give me some touchdowns. First time drafting Jordan Mason this year. I need some touchdowns. So, and then we're going to take a quarterback. This guy does not have a quarterback. He might double up and fuck me in the butt. But, well, Hetzer, she always watches football with me. I watch football with her. I don't like watching football with other people because I'm locked in with fantasy, with watching the film, with taking notes, all those kind of things. And my wife is like a sponge, so she doesn't like distract me too much. She asks questions, but like I'm fine with her asking me a dumb question. When I have a guy who's like a giant, you know, some of my friends, not obviously the guests on the show, but like that are just dumb. You know, there's a lot of dumb NFL fans that like I can't deal with it. That's why I can't go to games because it's just like fucking insane. People don't know how to watch football properly. Tyler Shuck. I want to take Tyler Shuck. Let's take Shuck here. So I lock in on Sundays, and she's addicted because she's been so good. Like she's winning all this money every year, and like it's a nice advantage because she's gonna win more than me because her leagues are all $50 and $100 leagues. Mine are fucking $250 to $500. So like I'm playing with a sharper room, right? And then my home leagues are obviously I've been playing for 15, 20 years. Like those are generally really sharp players that a lot of them play like 1 or 2 or 3 leagues. They're really invested. They make sharp trades. So I'm playing a lot more competitive stuff. And I'll say this, I am not great in the playoffs. My advancement rate last year, we made the playoffs in 32 of 36 redraft leagues. And we only won 9 championships, which is still good. 9 out of 36 is very good, but not when you make 32 playoffs. So it was kind of a rough playoff run. I think we had 9 first, 8 seconds, and like 7 thirds. So what is that? 17, 24. We placed the money 24 leagues out of 36. Good ratio. Oh, we're back. Sorry, had a little technical difficulty. All right, we're back. Sorry, had a little issue here. Let's see where we're at. Don't you like that? It's like Anakin Skywalker. You know, you train the Padawan, and then he becomes the master. That's what's up. Cruz, if you played Pitts or Puka in the playoffs last year, that was my problem. The Seattle game where Puka went off, I had no Puka last year because I was so worried about the Matt Stafford injury. And it wasn't a Puka thing. It was a little bit because he's injury prone, but it was the Matt Stafford thing. And I was against Puka in 9 fucking leagues. I had 20, so I had a lot of buys. I think we had 32 leagues. We had, I think it was 14 buys. So we had 18 matchups. Is that right? 18 matchups. I was against Puka. We were against Puka in 9 of 18. And I think I managed to win 2 of those. But like those others, I mean, that was a Thursday night game too. So it was like he scored 55 fucking points. So that was a big issue. That fucked my ass. And then Pitts, I had Pitts in a couple leagues and I was against him in a couple. That didn't actually kill me. So I got to go to the team here, see what we need. We need running back. We need one more quarterback. Tight end, Kenyon Sadiq would be a good pick. I don't need a receiver. Woody Marks would be a good pick. Rashad White would be a good pick. Man, I think I got to double up at running back here. And then I can just take a late quarterback if someone falls with me in the next pick. But my running back room is just not great. And I can't be taking guys like Ray Davis as my running back 5. with this room. This is the big part of best ball, guys. You got to realize your weakness. Someone took fuck you. You took Woody Marks. You fucking prick. Damn it. Okay. We will take Rashad White. If you take Rashad White, so fucking help me. So fucking help me. Let's see. Any subs? Oh my God, he took Rashad White. Dude. No. And Sadiq's gone. This is fucked. I gotta take upside here with Mike Washington Jr. I need something. This is rough. That is really, really bad. That fucking sucks, man. I waited too long at running back, so I can't take Trey Benson. I might take your advice on Jonathan Brooks if Dakota doesn't take him here. Ooh, I see who's down there. There's another guy down there I could take. Nice pick, dude. Nice pick, Dakota. He picked McMillan. That's a really good pick. We got to go straight upside here, and it's going to be Jonathan Brooks, and I can take a quarterback later. There goes C.J. Stroud. I want to take Cam Moore, but I think one of them might fall back. You guys talk me into it. I'm a Jonathan Brooks guy now. Fucking Jonathan Brooks guy. That's what I am. I'm all about the dude. Yeah.
This is bad. We got to definitely write a song about how we do not diddle kids. Do not diddle kids. It's no good diddling kids.
There is no quicker way for people to think that you are diddling kids than by writing a song about.
It's very true. No truer words ever spoken. We're going to need one more running back, too. Maybe two more. But I need another tight end. Juwan Johnson will be sick. If he falls back. Isaiah Likely should not be going that late. Dallas Goedert should not be going that late. Tyreek Hill, Jerry Jeudy, Pat Bryant, all those dudes. Tanked out Calvin Ridley. There's some dudes there. And then if I can get any of these quarterbacks, sign me up, Scotty. Beam me up, Scotty. There goes the tight ends. Spurs game 6. Spurs game 6 years ago was 9 bones a pop. Jesus. Yeah, likely should be more like tight end 14 in my book. So the fact he's tight end 20, again, these it takes a couple days or a week for like the ADPs to adjust based on drafts that have happened prior to where we're at now. And that's where you can get some values, man. Like David Montgomery, I've been getting at a value still, and DJ Moore, some guys like that. All right. Mendoza's off the board. Aaron Jones is actually a pretty sneaky pick. He's awful. He's old, but talking about a usable running back. This guy has Dyna. This guy took James Conner in the fucking 11th round. What an idiot. I like every other pick, though. Aaron Jones, I don't mind. Mark Andrews, I love there. Kyler Murray, way too high at 110, but Kenneth Gainwell. So he has some good picks, but like, what are you doing with James Conner, bro? Who wants that? Bryce Young would be fucking great. Tajay Spears would be great. Juwan Johnson. A lot of options. And there goes Bryce Young. Fuck my butt. Who are my quarterbacks? All right. I'm fine. I'm fine with what I got. Ain't the best, but 21 likes now. Hey-o. So 21. And then we had, let's see, for the super chats, 2, 7, 8, 10 super chat dollars. And 2. There's 11 super chat dollars. There is 2 likes. So that's 13. 13 of 25. I can do one more if we get there, because I am doing some more tomorrow. And again, I also don't want to do 200 of these before May. I'll fucking do it, but I like to invest more. Obviously, also the ratio is you don't want. That's what I tell my wife. Last year, she had way too much in best ball. Well, up next, okay. Daniel Jones, baby. Let's do Danny Dimes. Hey-o. Save the quarterback room there. I like that pick. I would have taken Geno after that, but I like that. Pat Bryant's fine. How many receivers do I have? 5? They're good. Is there a tight end I like? AJ Barner, but they might bring somebody in. You know what? I can wait with Laporta. I could take any of these guys. I need a running back, though. Maybe I take Trey Benson. What do you guys think about that? Ah! Fuck, man. Nap says big board next. Nap, I won't do any $10 best ball drafts in March. By the way, March 11th, happy 311 day. Any of you 311 fans out there? No, I can't. I can't have $1,000 in best ball. At least not this early. You know, I'm gonna do these every fucking night. So I will do bigger drafts. I'll do the best ball manias, all that kind of stuff closer to the season. Just when I know my guys are less likely to get hurt. So Sean Tucker, Kamani Vidal. You know what? That might be the pick here. I can get tight end and receiver later. This could end my. There we go. So I think this is a fine running back room now. I'm going to end with this for running backs. Irving, David Montgomery, Jordan Mason, Mike Washington, Jonathan Brooks, Vidal. This is not an aspiring room. But the wide receivers are legit. So, but what I was saying earlier about not putting too much money in best ball, the ratio for me, I feel like a good ratio is you should have 5 times as much money as redraft as you have in best ball, especially if you're playing these tournaments, because you will lose money if you have more in best ball. And I know it's nice because you can win a lot of money with these big tournaments, but it's unlikely. They're scratch offs, man. And if you do a lot of sit and goes, which is just one league drafts where you just have to beat your league mates, like that's fine. You will make money that way. Those aren't as fun. So for me, I like to have about 1,000 in best ball and 5,000 or 5,500 in redraft. That's a nice ratio where like I'll make up the best ball money with my redraft. But my wife last year had like $800 in best ball and like $1,000 in redraft. So it's like she almost tripled her money in redraft. It was like, I think it was $800 in redraft. Sorry, it was $800 in redraft and like $600. So it was like $1,400. But she tripled her money in redraft, but she only had like $150 coming back from best ball. So like she lost like $500 in best ball with how much she didn't have that much money in. So it's like that killed her. She still doubled her money total. But if she had just done redraft, she tripled her fucking money. Yeah, Njoku could be nice. He could go to. It's Dallas Goedert. If Dallas Goedert leaves, he's going to the Eagles. I need a wide receiver here. Trey Harris is on the board. I like that. Calvin Ridley. I'm done at running back. I'm done at quarterback. Dalton Schultz is enticing, but nope. I need Trey Harris here to fall. But David Njoku, if Goddard re-signs there, like I feel like Washington was a good spot for Njoku, but now that they paid Chikakonkwo, it's like, are they going to bring in David Njoku? They're similar type players. I don't want nothing to do with TJ Hawkinson. Like maybe he's a value there though with how late he's going. But God damn it. So there goes my. So I'm gonna have to take a tight end. I might have to take Hawkinson. This sucks. This is fucking terrible. I hate this. This is gross. This is the grossest pick I've ever made in my life. I hate TJ Hawkinson. Oh no. Oh, that's just funny, dude. Oh shit. That's just whatever. You know what? He might catch a touchdown or two. Trey Tucker. I'm a little scared of. Did he already go? I was a little scared of them bringing someone in. So we're going to have to take another tight end here. And, you know, Gunnar Helm could be a good option. Theo Johnson, I still think will have some moments there. What? Dude, stop taking Mason Taylor, dude. Fucking Dakota. I hate you. You owe me $1 for that. You owe me $1 for that pick. I'm sorry. You owe me $1. So fucking pissed. No. This is where my drafts are going wrong. Is like now I'll take Ferguson. Fuck. Mason Taylor is so good. He's so good. All right, we'll take Ferguson. Man, I should have just taken Mason Taylor instead of TJ Hawkinson because I just figured I'd get him on the way back. Sometimes, guys, let that be a lesson. Kate is Baker's number one. Maybe number one red zone target. I don't mind him. I love that he doesn't play with gloves. That's a badass move. So we're still stuck at 5 receivers, but again, one of my things I was telling you guys, if you have a strength, you can wait. I didn't need to take receivers. Like I have 5 good ones. I need to take them now. But like there's no point in taking a receiver, at pick 105 when he'd be my wide receiver 6 with that room. How often is he going to crack my lineup? Not very often. I need these running backs to fill my team up. So now I have to fucking pick bums here. And there's a lot of names, though, that I don't hate. Just going to see how it goes. 12 picks till I'm up. There goes Chris Rodriguez. What do you guys think about Chris Rodriguez to the Jaguars? For me, it doesn't scare me at all. We were talking, I know me and you, Mouth, on last night's show, we're talking about Bartelt Tootin. That's best case scenario for me. It's similar to the J.K. Dobbins thing for R.J. Harvey. Not worried about J.K. Dobbins as much. Definitely not worried about Chris Rodriguez. He couldn't beat out JCM. It took him a while to beat out JCM. He couldn't beat out Brian Robinson for years. He's like a 6-year player. He's fine. He's a nice little grinder. But Bartelt Tootin's going to have every single chance to win that job as long as he doesn't fumble. Like in the preseason or have fumbling issues in OTAs and training camp. Bartelt Tootin is the smash of smashes. There's Isaiah Pacheco. That's going to be a good pick. Do I dare go Keon Coleman? Jalen Knoll, Matt Collins, Jahan Dotson. I like that pick. Tyquan Thornton. Yeah, he's a starter, but it's like they were talking about bringing in much bigger names. They were talking about bringing in Kenneth Walker, ETN, some of those guys. Like J.K. Dobbins, if he's a starter, he won't stay healthy. And I feel like they're going to give it – it's going to be much more of a 50-50 split, and R.J. Harvey's going to get the high-value touches. Rashad Bateman. Well, where's Rashad Bateman going to go, Mouth? Because I don't think he's going to be on Baltimore anymore. I might have to reach for this pick here. And we're going to go ahead and take holy fuck. I'm going to take Jeremy Bernard. I'm taking some shots here because I don't need floor. I need upside. Vele could be the pick, but I am pretty sure that the Saints, now that they're out of the Jeremiah Love sweepstakes because they have ETN, they're going to take a first-round receiver. They're going to take a receiver at 7 or wherever they're picking, 7 or 8. I think it's 8. We're going to take Bernard. You know what? Keon Coleman is staring me at the face. Wide receiver 88. That is so gross, but we need upside here. This guy's got 10 receivers. This fucking guy's got 10 receivers, bro. Look at this fucking guy. What is he doing? Look at this guy. Look at this guy's team. Abuka Evans, Pierce, Doves, Worthy. What are you doing? Why are you taking Zachariah Branch when you have all this? You have one tight end. You guys, it's Trey McBride. Maybe I actually don't hate his team as much as I thought I would, but it's 10's too many, dude. It's just too many. It's just there's no value there. You're never going to start your 10th guy ever. Or it's going to get you a difference of 1 point 1 week. We're going to take Cooper Kupp. We're going to take, I said I went upside with the pick before that. Now we're going to take Cooper Kupp. Everything else is pretty set. And one more receiver in the 20th round. We're just going to queue up some dudes here, and I'll talk to y'all. Jahan Dotson, Tyquan Thornton, Douglas, Xavier Legette. Why the fuck not? He's terrible, but then we'll go up here a little higher. Malik Washington, Mooney, Vele, Keenan Allen. Nope, I think he's retiring. Jalen Knoll, Bateman, Wicks, Slayton. Slayton makes a lot of fucking money, guys. A lot of fucking money. We got 9 of the 10 supers. So, I'm going to fire me up a shot and a chug here to end the stream. We'll go through and do draft grades for me and Dakota's team. I haven't looked at Dakota's team. Let's take a gander at that while we have a second before I chug this drink here. Where is Dakota? He's going to be the last pick, right? Yep. Jalen Hurts, Geno Smith, Chase Brown, Scatterbo, Quinshon Judkins. That's sexy. Caleb Johnson, Dylan Sampson. I want to talk to Sampson. Do I still have the Sampson clip? I think I do. Yes, I do.
I want to talk to Samson. Climbing to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
Manuel Wilson. Those are pretty solid, so don't mind that. Jamar Chase, Chris Olave, Wandale. Pick 96. That's about fair. Chris Godwin, Matthew Golden, Juwan Jennings, McMillan, Booty. You really made up your wide receiver room pretty well. Tyler Warren, Mason Taylor, Pratt Fryermuth. That's a nice team. Quarterbacks are a little questionable, but Geno's going to be the starter. So, yeah, we'll see who won the draft based on the chat here. I think we said that you won the previous one because I fucked up the end. You gave me a good grade, Dakota, but it was the Aaron Rodgers pick really fucked my ass. Oh, yeah, I got to chug this one. Here you go. It's tasty. All right, up in 4 picks, last pick, and then we'll go through some draft grades. Again, I'll probably do another night of this, maybe 2 or 3 tomorrow. Friday, we have Nick O on the show. That rhyme. Nick O for Friday nights. We're going to break down all our free agency. At that point, most of the shoes will drop. Nick O is a legend. He is a GOAT. Glad to have him back. Saturday will be open bar with Big Ray. So that'll be a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week. That's 5 in a row. I'm trying to do at least 5 shows a week this time of year. Come June, guys, we'll be hitting 7, probably 10 shows a week because I'll be doing my shows with my guests as well as doing Underdog drafts. And then it's every night until the end of the season. So you know how we do, man. Almost too much content, but you know what? I know everyone can't make every single show. So you always have a chance to watch. Tyquan Thornton. I'm going to go Tyquan Thornton. Why the hell not? They just re-signed him. Here's a team. Receivers. I went some upside. So upside safe. Upside the last 3 receivers. Laporta, Hawkinson, Ferguson. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this team. I don't think I like it. Bucky Irving needs to be elite for this team to have a shot. But David Montgomery is a nice piece there, RB2. But Jordan Mason, Mike Washington, Jonathan Brooks, Kamani Vidal. That is a little wild, but I do think the receivers are fucking god. Like this is Puka, London, JMO, Rome, Ricky Pearsall. It's got to be the best receiving room in the league, I would guess, considering I went receiver, running back, receiver. So 4 receivers in my first 5 picks. So it better be a strength at that point. Oh, yeah, Cruz. My first redraft of the year that I did on the streams, it was the first of all of them that I streamed in general. I took J.K. Dobbins as my RB2 because I went like wide receiver heavy. But I took Malik Neighbors. I had Tucker Kraft. Like my team just by the end of by the playoffs, I made the playoffs. I had a bye somehow, but 4 of my first 5 picks were out, and I think it wasn't Brian Thomas. It was who the hell else did I have? Either way, like 4 of my first 5 picks were not playing football. I think I had Tyreek Hill on that team, and Malik Neighbors, and Tucker Kraft, and like J.K. Dobbins was my RB2, but I had Derrick Henry, and I snuck into the playoffs. And fucking won the league. And it was the worst team, dude. It was the worst fucking team. And that just, I hated it when I did it. And it was just beat up all year. But Derrick Henry, I was projected to lose that week by probably 45 points going into the week. And then Derrick Henry, it was Thursday Night Football, just went fucking off that 50 burger and ended up winning that league. And that was one of my worst teams. So, you can get away with bad drafts, though, more so in redraft because you can make moves. You know, like I had Michael Wilson on that team. I made some pretty nice moves. I had Harold Fannin. All right, so let's look at Dakota's team here. We have Jalen Hurts, Geno Smith, Deshaun Watson. He loves Deshaun Watson. He loves the hand jobs. Chase Brown, Cam Scatterbo, Quinshon Judkins, Caleb Johnson, Dylan Sampson, Emmanuel Wilson. Chase Olave, Wandale, Godwin, Golden, Juwan Jennings, McMillan, Keyshawn Booty. That Booty, McMillan, Juwan Jennings, Golden run, that makes up for like Wandale and Chris Godwin are floor guys. A little weak there in a league. You have to start 3 receivers, sometimes 4. But those guys are all going to be contributors to your team. And then Tyler Warren, Mason Taylor, Pat Fryermuth. Like that tight end room a lot. Fuck you for taking Mason Taylor, by the way, you son of a bitch. I'm like genuinely pissed. So I'm going to have to not tell you which league I'm going in, which drafts. You can't keep on taking my Mason Taylor, bro. My ownership now is like below 30% of Mason Taylor. I want him on every team. So because of you, I've lost on 2 Mason Taylor, so I'm very upset with you, Dakota. Although I love you. He's a professional fanatic in the Patreon. We love you, Dakota. Can't wait to whoop your ass in Dynasty. Me and Storey. All right, my team, Dak. I sounded like a dude from Fargo. That's my first Mason Taylor. Okay, well, 1 is enough, Dakota. All right, 1's enough. You got your quota. You know, it's like you banged a black chick, and that's fine. And now you've done your 1 black chick. That's enough. You can scratch it off your bucket list. I want the rest of them. That's a weird analogy because I'm not really into black chicks. I had some experience with them, though. They're fun. Athletic, big thighs. Is that too much stereotyping? I don't know. Dak Prescott, Tyler Shuck, Daniel Jones. I'm really happy with the Daniel Jones pick there. So the quarterback room is shaping up very nicely. Look at that value. 10 picks after ADP, 7 after ADP, and 12 after ADP. This running back room, this is the key to the team. If this doesn't work out, I am cooked. Bucky, David Montgomery, Jordan Mason, Mike Washington Jr., Jonathan Brooks, and Kamani Vidal. I think Vidal is fine. He can give me some points when the other guys don't. Floor play. Receivers, Puka, Drake London, J-Mo, Rome, Pearsall, Bernard, Cooper Kupp, Tyquan Thornton, Laporta, Hawkinson, Terrence Ferguson. So let's go back to Dakota's team. Let's give him a grade here. Again, the quarterback room is a little weak. It's an issue. Jalen Hurts better get back to his tush-push ways and rushing touchdowns, or he's not going to return value. Although 72 is still pretty late for that dude. Running back room solid. Scatterbo, Junkins both coming off major injuries. That's a little scary, and Chase Brown could have some competition coming in. But other than that, like that. Caleb Johnson, similar to my Jonathan Brooks pick. Dylan Sampson and Wilson. I don't hate those guys. You have essentially Cleveland's running back room. As long as they don't bring someone in, I like that for having both those guys. And then Chase Olave, like I said, I like the back half of the receivers and a solid tight end room. So I'm going to give this a B+. I think a B+. Cruz, thank you, Cruz. Appreciate the last brother. Back to work. Hopefully no one heard that when you're at work. You know what? You didn't say it at least. So I'm giving this a B+. I like this team. There's a couple holes. If I'm going to poke some holes in it, quarterback room, Deshaun Watson doesn't start or doesn't play. Now you're just stuck with Jalen and Geno Smith. Geno Smith could get benched at some point. That's a worry there, just based on how bad they're going to be. Running back room, I like it for the fact you didn't really invest that much in it, and you waited so late for those back 3. It's a solid running back room. Receiver room is not very sexy, but I like the names, a lot of contributors, and I like the tight end room. So B+ to B+. What do you guys have for a grade on this team? Let me know. I'm going to keep Cruz's comment up here because that was awesome. And then we'll go to my team. Dak, Shuck, Daniel Jones. Again, running back room below is Bucky, David Montgomery, Jordan Mason, Mike Washington Jr., Jonathan Brooks, Kamani Vidal. The receivers are Ballers, Puka, London, J-Mo, Rome, Ricky P., Jeremy Bernard, Cooper Kupp, Tyquan Thornton, and then Laporta, Hawkinson, Ferguson. I think I'm gonna give this a B or a B-. I'm gonna go B-, unfortunately, just because the running back room. But I do have a great quarterback room. Quarterback room is really solid. So the only issue here is tight end is a little shaky, and then the running back room is bad. But I do have 6 of them, and I have Vidal, who's a handcuff that can get some weekly stuff there as the RB2. Brooks is an X factor. Mike Washington, we got to see if he goes to Minnesota, if he goes to Seattle, that could be good. Jordan Mason needs to score touchdowns, but David Montgomery is a nice cog there, and Bucky Irving's an X factor. So I got B-. What do you guys think in the chat? Let me know before I get off. What do you guys think? Who had the better team? B+ high upside of a hitch right. What do you have for yourself, Dakota? Did you like that squad that you drafted? I mean, it's good because you have Mason Taylor. Drafting Mason Taylor alone is going to get you a 1 higher letter grade than possibly you would have otherwise. So let me know what you think of yourself. I'm going to play a clip here. Ooh, here.
Absolutely. I'm always looking for Jack Doyle.
Look at this. This is Laurence Olivier in Othello. And this is James Earl Jones. Now look at how close they look.
Look at that. James Earl Jones doing a great blackface.
James Earl Jones has a black face. He's a black man.
He's not black.
Of course he's black.
He was Darth Vader.
Darth Vader was black?
No,
See, okay, there we go.
Darth Vader was not black. They took the mask off. He was white.
Why do you love Deshaun Watson so much, Dakota? Are you like are you a rep for like the masseuse union or something? Even though actually that wouldn't work because they would hate Deshaun Watson, but he gives them a lot of business. So like Deshaun Watson circulates the economy so much with all of his visits and also all the lawsuits. So like maybe all the masseuses are just splitting up that money, and there's a big pie to split. So they all get like, it's like when Facebook has an issue and they like pay out everybody like $30. So I feel like the Deshaun Watson money is just spread out amongst all the massage therapists in the world, and they're all getting a piece of that pie. So why do you love Deshaun Watson so much? Is it just because you hate Shedeur Sanders? Because that would be my reasoning. But Shedeur was, again, really inconsistent, had some, like, his low lights are awful, but his highlights were okay. And they drafted him. I mean, again, the draft capital was the thing negative against him because there's no draft capital, 5th round. And Dylan Gabriel is the worst quarterback in the league, so he's not in the discussion. So do you really believe that he says be first team? Do you really believe Deshaun Watson's going to win this job or at least play like half the year, second half when Shedeur fails, or is he going to win it outright? Because let's also not forget major injury after major injury is a dude, like we all rip on Kyler's work ethic. Like Deshaun Watson might have a worse one. I mean, again, Kyler spends all the time playing Xbox. Deshaun's all the time getting massages and coming. He's got no cum left. He literally is just an empty. His scrotum is just like, it's empty. There's nothing in there. It's just totally empty. It's air. He just shoots out dust. Dakota, he's healthy. The tight end is talented. Judy is a wide receiver and a wide receiver at pick 6 or 24. I think Jordan Tyson will be nice. Yeah, they got to do something. All right. He's got to win the job, I guess. But I guess where you're saying pick 240. See, I'm learning some things. Maybe I should take some shots into Deshaun Watson. I learned about Jonathan Brooks tonight. Made some mistakes, but again, you learn more from mistakes than you do from your good picks. So for sure, Dakota is an A. I'll tell you why. If what you say, best ball rules are true, CPU picks your lineups. Therefore, you got to pick all upside because CPU will take care of it. All his picks are spike weeks. Yeah. The receivers are more floor guys. That's the only thing. Like Juwan Jennings, not spike guy. Godwin, not really a spike guy. Wandale Rutt, not really a spike guy. But other than that, Jamar, Jalen McMillan, definitely. Keyshawn Booty, definitely. Matthew Golden, definitely. And then you have Mason Taylor, who just only has spike weeks. That dude can have, 2 targets and score fucking 40 fantasy points. That's Mason Taylor for you. Enough slurping of Mason Taylor. All right, gentlemen, this was a good time. Really appreciate you. I'm gonna put my team up here one last time. And look for me tomorrow night. I'll probably do 1 or 2 of these suckers. And then again, Friday night, big show with Nico, kind of recapping free agency. There's still some shoes to drop. We even talk about Trey Hendrickson today, but we had more of a best ball centric show. So appreciate everybody in here. Mouth, you're the man. Dakota, appreciate you. Thank you for the supers. Mouth, GT, Cruz. Anyone else I'm missing? Mouth, GT, and Cruz. You guys are the man. Can't wait for Dynasty, guys. We'll talk to you all in the Discord, and I'll see you very, very soon. Hetzer, you got to get in there. If you want to get in there now, you got like 3 weeks before everything goes up. So if you want to get in, you're missing out because this place is legit. It's real. And I'm going to do one more chug, even though I did one before that 5, since I actually hit the goal and Mouth gave me $1 just to watch me chug a beer. We're going to get that going. So let me pour one here. I'll play a clip. Let me pour one. Hetzer, you got to get in, though, if you want to get in. Otherwise, you might as well, because if you like making money in fantasy, like you're going to let them know in the chat. Let them know why. It's the place to be, right? It's the fucking place to be.
I brought a little bottle of spermicidal lube, too.
And 1 little bottle of spermicidal lube?
Yeah, 1 little bottle of spermicidal lube.
Evan, that's psycho shit, man.
It's not.
It's like Charles Manson shit. What do you think Becca's gonna be psyched that you brought a bottle of lube? Oh, Evan, thank you for bringing that lube for my pussy. I never would have been able to handle your fucking 4-inch dick inside my pussy without that gigantic bottle of lube.
Here we go. Let me do this. Give you guys a full screen for the chug. And I'm back. You actually can see me this time. I look better in the small screen. I look younger, more fit. You know what I mean? I'm wearing an old school Kevin Durant jersey too. I love this thing. Supersonics too. All right, out of here, boys. We will see you tomorrow. Talk to you in the Discord. Great show. Appreciate everybody in here. Love your life. Stay positive and respect each other. I'm out of here. Check out Downtown Sports as well. Link in the description. In the Discord, we will post the episodes every single Tuesday night. Again, stay positive, guys, and I'll see you soon.
You just seem like a good dude. I thought I'd see if you want to grab a beer, that's all.
I'm glad you called.
We get home safe, Pistol.
You got it, Jobin.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, what'd you say?
I don't know. You nicknamed me Pistol, and I just called you Jobin. It means nothing. I'm drunk. I'm gonna call a cab.
All right, man. You have my number, yeah?
I got you stored in my iPhone.
All right, if you need me,